Hello, folks. How are we doing? Are we good? Are we good? Lots of people just saying hi in the chat. Hi, everyone. How are we? Are we good, Kevin? Kevin's good, I hope. James, dude, thank you so much. Just with the tier 1 4 months. And also, Extra Avenger. So before I'd even finished the music play, mate. Thank you so much for the 8. How are we, everyone? Are we good? Are we good? Am I playing FM24? No, I thought I'd just sit here and chat with you lot for a few hours today. No FM24 here. There might be some FM24. There might be. No comment, Your Honour. Callum, mate, thank you so much for becoming a first-time member with the Prime. We love that. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Can I play FM24? I don't know how to play it. I'm new. Right, this is actually going to be an Out the Park baseball stream today. 5 hours of interacting with Chatto about the Champo. The Champo thing is like back in my mind. I'm glad that when I fired up the stream today, people were discussing the Champo in the chat. Is anyone else triggered by the term Champo, or am I just weak mentally? I think maybe I'm just weak mentally. It really is bothering me. The fact I've remembered it, someone calling it, is kind of bothering me. I need to turn on a fan. It's too hot in the room today. I went for a lovely walk in the park first thing this morning. I say first thing this morning. It was like 10 a.m. That is first thing in my morning. 6 shirt check. Thank you, Jay Hodge. I am getting some new merch sorted, chat. I don't know if anyone will buy the merch, but I feel like merch is just cool. I feel like when creators do merch, right, they kind of do it for kind of profit reasons, and don't get me wrong, the money's nice, but I've been like setting up merch stuff and I'm trying to minimize the margins in a weird way because I want it to be affordable, because with merch I'd rather as many people as possible get the merch and able to wear it rather than like pricing people out of it for the sake of making a few dollars. But maybe that's just me. Joshua, thank you for gifting us up. That's very kind of you. Giving it to Champola. I hate it. I hate everything. Why? Also, Jack, 13 months of the Prime. That's a mad amount of time, mate, especially with Prime. I don't know if I've used 13 Prime subs in my time having Prime over 10 years. I always forget about it. You should make sure you're not forgetting about it. If you have your Amazon Prime account and it's connected to your Twitch account, or if it isn't, go and connect it. You get a free sub every month. You can give free money to your favourite streamers. But you said Jack got excited with the Champo yesterday and edged us right off the edge of the stream. Lovely terminology. I felt sick. Also, hi. Sorry for the imagery. Apology not accepted. I'm scarred. I mean, you lot are scarred from that face soon, to be fair, so it's fine. I mean, you know you spelled league. Did I spell league wrong in the title of the stream, chat? I did. That was a test. Well, chat, to be clear, I do know how to spell the word league. I can confirm that was an interaction. I did that to get more comments about the fact it's spelt wrong. We'll just pretend. No one has to know. We fixed it now, chat. Do I have a GCSE in English? Yeah. I got A's. Although I'll be honest, I don't actually had to tell anyone my GCSE grades since I was about 16, unironically. I feel like at school you're always made out like GCSEs will determine your life. They mean fuck all in the grand scheme of things. Look at me. Did I spell proper wrong? Oh my chat, I'm just not with it today. Double P. Who spells proper double P? I swear, I can English. There we go. More interactions, chat. More interactions. Hello, mate. Any good save ideas? I'm extremely stuck. I'll be honest, chat. I've been trying to come up with my save game idea for YouTube, and I still don't know what we're doing. You also spelled conference wrong. That's too much. That's unnecessary. I was thinking about save ideas, chat, because my plan is when eventually I come back to upload on YouTube, which I will be back uploading on YouTube fairly soon, because I kind of need to be, you know, we have bills to pay and stuff. But the first video back will just be why I stopped uploading Football Manager Daily after 10 years. It's quite a good title, innit? That people are going to click on that. And then off the back of that, videos are in the algorithm. Then we drop the next series. But I don't know what the next series is. I was thinking, you know Russ Cook, the guy who ran the length of Africa, Should I just try and manage the length of Africa? Like, I have to win the league in African nations from either south to north or north to south. It probably makes most sense to go from south to north. But the thing is, I don't know how good the African databases are in FM, but I think it's the kind of thing where people go, this is cool, and then they get bored after like 5 episodes. Like you could, if you don't know, Russ ran the length of Africa, and he has like his intro is like, "My name's Russ Cook, and I'm running the length of Africa," and I might just do the parody where, "My name's Worth the Space, I'm managing the length of Africa." I don't know. I don't even know if it's a good idea. I was looking at it on a map. I like the idea of doing some kind of save game where I have to get from point A to point B, but like Africa's probably the best continent to do it in. Either that or America. The Americas, like from north to south. But Central America would get a bit messy where I'm having to manage in Panama. So I'm not even sure. We're at the recommend Jack save ideas. I'll be honest, I want unique ideas. I don't want someone telling me the team to manage. The other idea, I like the idea of doing some kind of journeyman where I'm trying to get somewhere. Like, I had the idea that you do one where I start on the other side of the world, and like based on my manager's salary, somehow that determines how far I can travel for my next job when I want to move countries. Did I see that the US is getting a promotion/relegation league structure? I mean, the USL have been talking about that for years, and there's been teams, if I'm not mistaken, that have moved between it, but it's a long way away. Length of Africa does sound fun, but maybe as one long video. Tom, I need a daily series, mate. The sad reality, chat, is I've built a YouTube audience doing daily YouTube videos, and my audience like the daily bite-sized videos where they get to kind of follow the adventure. If I'm doing one of those videos where I've learned this through the Apex recaps, a lot of my audience don't get recommended the longer videos because my core audience doesn't watch them. And if your core audience doesn't watch a video, YouTube then doesn't signal boost it further immediately. Like, the Gibraltar video is kind of burning up steam, but I'm looking for something that is going to be our daily bread and butter. Miles per pay. So I have to build up my manager. Does your manager career earnings chat tell you how much you earn? How much? Like, how accurate is it? Is it the history page? Like, you do get your total career earnings here. Like, I had this idea that like a percentage of my weekly wage or something is like how far I travel or can travel. Move across the world, or you can only move to countries that body your current job. And that's kind of why Africa works as an idea. Because it gets far too... The way the world is designed is not to be a balanced map for that kind of thing. Because there's certain countries that, like, you would just skip... Like, you can just skip half the globe with if you really want to. And, like, the borders aren't neat. Whereas with Africa, it's like... It almost works as a game board. British journeyman, where you can only manage clubs that don't have a Greggs as their local town. Okay. Whoever came up with that, you are cooking, but I'm not sure. Cheers. Thank you for the prime, mate. I appreciate you. What about saying like South Africa and your goal is to get to Finland? See, I think doing it on a smaller scale makes way more sense. Africa kind of works for that reason. You can only move X amount of miles based on the profit you make. See, that's the kind of idea I like. Like, I can only move the amount of transfer profit I make, but then it scales horrifically, right? Like, the issue is if I get one big job, it's like, well, we got the biggest job in Africa and I've sold my Star Striker, now I'm back in the UK. Jack, did you ignore Wok? Look, I've read a lot of Wok's ideas. Me and Wok walked around the park discussing this earlier. Wouldn't Europe make the most sense because it's the most connected? Have you ever looked at Europe on a map? Like, it doesn't really work. Like, because the countries, like, there's very indirect routes. And it's like there's certain countries you'd never go to because they're just dead ends. What about Build a Nation in the Americas? I'm already doing a Build a Nation in Europe. So I'm not really looking for it. I feel like I like the idea of doing a journeyman save chat. But the issue with journeyman saves is viewers get connected to clubs and players. And so when you move teams, people drop off the series. But if the whole aim of the series has some kind of gamification thing, like a hook, a reason to be a journeyman, like getting home, traveling the length of a continent, like I think that works way better. Jack, maybe bring back F1 Manager. I'm afraid, Vastra, F1 Manager just wasn't getting the views to justify itself. Adsbull, mate, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. First time Prime sub. Welcome aboard. Thank you for giving me Jeff Bezos' money. Win a league in every European nation. Do you know how many nations there are in Europe? And do you know how many months there are till hopefully the next Football Manager? There's so many ideas being written in the chat. There's so many words. I can't read them all. When does gameplay start? When I feel like it. When I've done enough chatting. But we're talking about content right now. This is a good topic to talk about. Your goal difference times 10 is the amount of miles you can travel for a new job. See, stuff like that kind of works better. But it's like you've got to have a way to convert performance in Football Manager into travel. And I'm not sure how you do that. We talk about this every day, do we? I don't feel like we have proper talks. If you mean one person comes into the chat and goes, Jack, you should do a Wrexham save, then yeah, we have this chat every day. Cheers to the loan on MFL, Jack. Appreciate it. No worries, Gildy. Chat, I've been slaying MFL recently. I'm having so much fun with it. Like I feel like I don't want to get too carried away with it and bring it up on stream because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but like multiplayer football management game with stakes, like I am enjoying it a lot, and it's been cool actually. A lot of the people who signed up, I've been like via my link, I've just been loaning them players so they can get started. Jack, have you thought about a Wrexham save? No. Points plus goal difference plus profit equals miles. I feel like in a weird day you couldn't really do the profit thing because I think that varies too much nation to nation. Hunval, I appreciate the starting price for MFL is a bit prohibitive. I think the devs are aware of that and they're kind of, they're weighing up their options. What I would say is when you buy a team, it always has a value because you can just sell it on. Because at the moment, if you're already playing the game, you can only buy a new team once, I think, at the start of every season. And there's some managers who want like tens of clubs, like to develop all their own products. Like when you buy a team for $80, like very few sell for less than that on the marketplace if you were to like not click with it. Jack, have you thought about listening to your wife? No. Do a percentage of team value. I don't think that works either. Team values in Football Manager are too volatile. RMA Liev, or Armaliev. That's definitely how I say your name. Mate, thank you for the Prime. 8 months. I appreciate you. I like the idea of moving around. Like trying to get home, and maybe every time I move, I'm allowed to bring one player with me. Like, would I use the in-game editor to bring them with me? Is that stupid as an idea? And every time I move nation, that player can then always move with me if I've not sold them. So by the end of the save game, we could have a team full of players from every country that I've managed in almost. The thing is, it'd be a bit awkward if I go from like, I don't know, the Chinese Super League to like the Mongolia Football League and I've just got this star Chinese player who just wants out. But maybe that's quite funny. I like the idea of doing some kind of Jack gets home before FM26, and it's a bit gamified. Like, it's a bit... It's not 100% serious. Sounds too arcadey. I'll be honest, I've been playing Football Manager properly for 18 months. I want something new. Does it need to be done on FM24? I mean, what else am I doing it on, Jason? I'm all I did. What am I... I'm getting comfy here. I'll be honest, I think retro FM databases and throwback to old FM save games work as like 5 video things, but people get bored beyond that. Jack gets home before dinner. True. I want to get home before dinner. You get abducted and need to pay a ransom for your wedding. See, chat, this is the kind of cooking I like. That is mental as an idea, but I'd never come up with it. Glory Hunter is class. Yeah, but I'm not going to get 20 seasons played before FM 26 hopefully comes out. Can only sign players called Jack. I do have the wheel still. The wheel does still exist, but the issue is, chat, save games that I've done that involve the wheel, people get bored of. Like, I don't want a save that's like has a novelty to it. It has to have like a degree of not seriousness, but you know what I mean, like a reason to stay watching. Starting Northumberland, you go to a team that has a land border. See, I don't really want to do England. That might be really boring. I don't want to do England. I've had enough of England. Also, there's no football teams in Cornwall. Canando Hurty. I hope I've said your name. Oh, wait, it's Conan Doherty. Conan, I'm really sorry. The capitalisation of the D would have helped a lot there. Apologies. Truro's in Cornwall. Look, okay, when I said there's no clubs in Truro, I mean if I'm ending in Cornwall, I'm going to get all the way up the Football League, then go to Truro in the 7th Division. Canando is a class name, to be fair. I think Canando could catch on. Canando sounds like the Spanish version of Conan. I'd claim that, mate, to be honest, as your name. Could do Scotland. I could. I feel like I don't want to do something that's like alphabet names. I want it to be like a journeyman, but it needs to have a reason for the journey, and there needs to be an overarching aim. The issue with journeyman is, if you do a journeyman, people get connected to the club or the players, and when you move teams, it's like a soft reset constantly, and that, for some people, isn't like a huck. But if the journeyman has a reason to be a journeyman, like I'm trying to get home, and for every point I score, that's like a mile I can get closer to home. So I'm drawing circles around my current club to work out how far away I can get. I think that could be quite fun. I feel like recreating famous managers' career, like that's not something people want to watch over the course of 5 months. I kind of want to do a save game where I move around. And I don't want to manage in England. I'm bored of doing England saves, chat. I've done 2 Park to Prems in the current FM. I think that's the biggest issue right now for me is I've done 2 Park to Prems in the same FM. I've got a Gibraltar save on the go. I did the Chelsea save at the start of FM24. I need to find something new and enjoyable, like the Gibraltar save game that works for a YouTube series. Could you play a different game? That is a non-starter. I need to in chat. I need something that 10,000 people want to watch every day. I mean, I'm fully aware that with my content, it's like a daily podcast. It's like a little comfort thing, you know, and you break on your lunch break. And I hope if you're someone who enjoyed like the typical midday uploads, the streams have kind of been a bit of a supplement. But I've now had like 3 weeks off doing that daily content. And the reality is I need to get back to it this month. And I need to find an enjoyable way to play FM that I look forward to that makes the videos good. And I've got 5 months to fill. What's wrong with the Gibraltar save? The Gibraltar save's fine, but I'll be honest, chat, streaming Doesn't make me as much money as doing videos. And I have bills to pay. And as you'll know, if you watch the streams and stuff, we've had Wox visa stuff recently. Visas and lawyers for visas aren't cheap. We got married. Weddings aren't cheap. There's no football manager at the moment. Do a classic database. Retro databases get boring really quickly. I appreciate the work that goes into them, and I know some people do enjoy them, but they're just not for me. Like, you can put all the old values of players and stuff into FM24, but the transfer logic, how the finances are set and scaled, and like the wage demands of players, like it very quickly just falls apart as a simulation. Ghost Warrior FM, mate, thank you for the prime. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not interested in Build a Nation. What do you think we're doing here? I can't do the same thing twice, chat. I'm not stopping doing Gibraltar. To be clear, I'm not stopping the Gibraltar save game. I might be streaming it ever so slightly less. It might be same regularity of streams, but shorter streams each day. But I need to do videos as well. I'm sure not the first house, but where's Jamie Scanlon? He was at Sheffield Wednesday. He was about to get released. He's not really a wonder kid. Oh, there's so many ideas being spammed. Chat, I need an idea where I move around, but I don't want to do something that's been done before. I want to do something that I can just have fun with and is maybe a bit silly. I like the idea of doing a journeyman where I need to travel, like, either across a continent or get home, and somehow performances in-game translate to progress. But I don't know how you do that. That's where I'm at. Like, I like the idea that I start off in... what's a low league in the like in a random corner of the world far away from England? I guess like Hong Kong maybe, or Singapore. I think Australia would be too big to start in. Like Malaysia. And somehow it's like every point I get and every goal I score is worth a mile. Maybe that's the play. What is the distance between like Singapore? Chat, we now need to work out the distance in miles between Singapore and England. And Singapore, miles between Singapore and London. Every goal I score, every point I earn is worth a mile. But it's 6,700 miles. What does that equate to in score lines? How many goals have I scored here? 867. I guess you could have league wins are worth 100 miles or something. Winning the league's worth 100 miles, scoring a goal's worth a mile, winning a game's worth 3 miles. I would need to do some testing on what that equates to. But the way I would do it, chat, is I draw a circumference around my current team with whatever I've earned, and I can only move to clubs in that circumference. So I'm having to look for teams to move to, but I'm like drawing a circle on the map. Like, well, we can go to India if we want. That would probably force me to go to some really funny places. I could end up going the wrong way around the world because it might be quicker. What if I get stuck in, like, North America? That could be quite fun. Like a journeyman where I've got... somehow I've got to get home. But why would you have a league? Because you could just cycle leagues with dominance. I guess you could have it where for every club you go to, every league win... You have it where the league win is only... You only get 100 points the first time you win the league with that team. That's probably the easiest way to do it, isn't it? Yeah, 100 miles for a league. Is 100 miles enough? Maybe it should be more. Like 250 miles for a league win. But you only get that once. Every season the miles go to 0, but I wouldn't want to move every year. Every time you move clubs, the points and miles double. Is that... I think stuff like that, multipliers get a bit convoluted and confusing, and also it would mean that it scales up. Like, you just... The progress gets quicker at the end, which is a bit sad. I think that the easiest thing to do, chat, would be... I have to get back to the UK. I have to get back to London. I get 1 point for every goal scored, 3 points for a win. If I win a league for the first time, I get 250 points. If I win a domestic cup, I get 100 points. And they just equate to miles. So each win is worth 3 miles. A league win is worth 250 miles. A cup win's worth 100. What would be the most points you get in a season by that logic? If it's like a 30 wins in the league. So that'd be nice. I guess you'd do it in all comps, wouldn't you? But let's say 40 wins in a season. So that would be 120 miles. If you won the league, that would be 250. So that'd be 370 miles. If you score 80 goals, that's 450 miles. That would get me like less than 10% of the way back in a year. That could actually work. I'd have to do some testing and hypotheticals. Minimum of 250 miles to move clubs. Thing is, there might be times where I want to move a short distance, like I move to a bigger club in the same country. The country furthest from England to consider a straight line is New Zealand. I mean, that is true, but New Zealand isn't in Football Manager, and the issue with managing in New Zealand is you're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I'd be stuck in New Zealand for 10 years to start with, accumulating miles. I'm now on Google Earth, chat. The issue in New Zealand is you'd go straight to Australia. Like, there isn't anywhere else you could really go unless you're going to tell me I'm managing in Fiji. And then Australia's far away from the next places. The points would be spent, chat. So if you win a league, 250 points. If you win a cup for the first time, you only get it the first time, it's 100 points. I almost want to get out and map and work things out here on stream. But the issue is Google Maps likes to go to where you live. And I don't want to show where I live on stream, funnily enough. I love the comment, chat, out of context. I still think Escape North Korea is a viable option. What about Continental Cup wins? Maybe they're worth like 500. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be winning that many comfortably. How about if you accrue 50 miles, you spend them to move to your next club, so it's 50 miles where you deduct 50 miles. I mean, that would happen anyway, because I'm trying to get home. I'd be at some clubs for many more years, though, chap, building up points. And if anything, I think there's more point in transfer specials then, because the transfers matter so much more. Onto a winner there, once you watch out the logistics. The FM equivalent of Homeward Bound. Oh, my word, what a movie. Homeward Bound was the movie with 2 dogs and a cat, right? Are we not playing FM today? We'll play FM when I decide to. If we're going to ask questions like that, I just won't chat. I'm not playing FM today. I've decided I'm going to be a bastard. No, we are going to play some FM. But we'll play it when I'm ready to play it, chat. I feel like you do it as the crow flies. What's a country to begin with that's like in the middle of nowhere? Like, could I start in like New Caledonia? I could start in the middle of the Pacific, chat, and try and island hop from Samoa to Fiji to Vanuatu to the Solomon Islands, and then suddenly we're in Papua New Guinea. And I'm trying to get. That's going to take too long. It takes too long. I like the idea of trying to get across the world. I think if you do it where you build up points, you have like a point system which equates directly to miles. You get 3 miles for a win, 1 mile per goal scored, 100 points if you win 100 miles if you win a cup, 250 miles if you win a league, but you only get those 2 league and cup things the first time. And then when I want to move clubs, I have to draw like a circumference around my club to the miles that I've got accumulated, and that's where I can then go to. And then whatever miles I use up, they're deducted. I keep the balance what I had, and then I have to build up the points again. So I'm hopping across the world. I think that's the most logical thing to do. I know that people discuss like multipliers and like really specific rules. I think just saying every point is a mile. You can even do every point is a mile, can you? Every point that my team earns is a mile. Every goal that we score is a mile. Winning a league is worth 250 miles, and winning a cup for the first time is worth 100. I have to get home from like some random nation that I'm stuck in. I try to think of small nations to start. It'd probably be Singapore or Hong Kong, I guess. Because they're such small nations that like my initial job would be moving from like the center of that country like less than 100 miles. I need to think of something that I'm going to look forward to and enjoy. I weighed up this idea of doing an MLS save game, but the MLS rules are a bit complicated for like viewers. I understand the rules, but for people who've never managed it can be a bit confusing. And also, the AI just doesn't deal with like squad building and MLS rules very well. Like teams just waive their best players, and it's a bit stupid. Why don't you use a dartboard or throw a blind dot to see where you have to go next? Because I want there to be a sense of progression. I'm looking for a journeyman chat that has a reason to move. The issue with a lot of journeyman save games is when you move teams, people drop off the save game and stop watching. Whereas if there's an overarching aim, like a purpose to where we're moving, as opposed to it being aimlessly wandering, I think it keeps people more engaged. And I think it will lead to ending up in some pretty random countries just because of the limitation on travel. People love maps. People love away days. There'll be loads of away days and maps. The world is 2,500 miles round. Yeah, but I wouldn't be going all the way around the world. I'd be going from like halfway round it tops. Like the distance from Singapore to London, I literally said it earlier. I think it was 12,000. Which, if you include league wins and cup wins, maybe it would have to be slightly more. Unless you have, like, continental wins are worth more too. What's the best idea the chat ever came up with? That's my answer. I'm joking. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I'm not going to follow like Zlatan Ibrahimovic's career in clubs. Like, with respect, that sounds like a really shit idea. Like, stuff like that just doesn't interest me. And this would be for YouTube. This would be a YouTube series. It all sounds a bit complicated. Is it that complicated? I have to get home, moving from club to club. For every win I get, for every point I earn, I get a mile. For every goal I score, I get a mile. I bank the miles, and then if I want to move clubs, I can only move to a club within the that mile radius of where I currently am managing. The aim is to get back to London for FM26. There's a few bonus bounty miles for winning competitions for the first time. I guess the finish would be winning the Premier League with a team in London. Like... And obviously, if I have like 1,000 miles in the bank and I move 600 miles, I keep the 400 miles. I actually don't think that's that... Maybe I'm wrong. I think with the right graphics, that's not that complicated of a concept. I totally agree with the idea that doing something like this can get convoluted really easily. Well, the thing is, you'd have it so if you win the league, chat, you only get the miles for winning the league in a cup competition the first time you do it. So there's no reason to stay in countries just smashing them over and over. If we use this save game as an example, I've won 168 games and drawn 30. So that is, let's do the maths together. 168 times 3, 502 plus 30 draws. So that's 534 miles. Chat, remember that. 534. I've won 3 leagues. That's 750. 250 for each. And 7 cups. So that would be 700. So in this save game, I would have done 2,000 miles. Oh, and goals scored. I've scored 800 goals. Bear in mind that the Gibraltarian season is quite short, isn't it? In terms of games played. That'd be 2,800 miles. What did we say the distance from, like, Singapore to London was? Uh, 6,700. So I'd be like almost halfway there, and it's in 7 seasons. That almost works out. But say if you start in Hong Kong, how long would it then take to get through China? Well, if you win the league in a country, and then... If you win the league, that's 250, and win a cup, that's 350 miles. 350 mile radius circle around Singapore. I think I'd be more likely with Singapore because there's more countries around. And it's a small country to start in that like borders like Malaysia. Chat, how many miles did I just say? Let's say 500 miles. So that would allow me to get to Indonesia if I wanted to, or Malaysia. Or actually, could I could get to Thailand on that. So I could get to... See, I could end up in Thailand for a bit. Then we could end up in Bangladesh, or I could go to China and try and build up some points. And I guess you could have it where... winning the league of one club, I could go to China, win the league with, I don't know, Chengdu, but then I could go and move to a different club in China and win the league and stuff with a different team and get the same points again. The random viewer who decides to watch in the middle of the series, I mean, I don't think it's that difficult to just explain. For all intents and purposes, it's a journeyman. If there wasn't a reason for it, they'd still be tuning in anyway and being like, what's happening? If you started stomping in a league, what would stop you from just staying there? That you only get the points for winning the league the first time you win it, and the same for a cup competition. And if they're worth 350 points, like 100 points for a cup and 250 points for the league, then like that's more than winning. That's more than you're ever going to score through league points and goals in a year. I mean, the point system is you get a point for every goal, a mile for every goal that you score, a mile for every point that you earn, and if you win the cup or league for a first time, you get 100 miles per cup and 250 miles for the league. How to decide the club that you get? I would draw a circle based on the miles I've got, and I can only apply for jobs of clubs that are within the amount of miles I've got banked. So if I say chat hypothetically, I imagine Singapore for 2 years, I win the Singapore Championship, and I go, right, I can move to Thailand, but I can only move to the south of Thailand. I could then manage there for a little bit and then jump to Bangkok by winning like the 3rd division of Thailand. Then when I'm in Bangkok, you earn more points, and then I can jump somewhere else. I'll be honest, it could end in an absolute disaster, but wouldn't that be just quite funny if I'm just stranded in India for years? It's like, it's me, Jack, we're in our 5th year in Nepal. I've not got the miles to get home, but we're just enjoying the adventure now. Without adding playable leagues mid-season, I could probably work out leagues that are like a likely route to go down. I feel like that could be very funny. Maybe it won't be funny when I'm 10 years into the save game and we're just stuck in Karachi, you know, in the south of Pakistan. But I love this idea of trying to get across the world. I think it could be pretty funny. It might end in absolute disaster, but then it's just a journeyman save. Bangkok is in the south of Thailand. I mean, relative to some parts of Thailand. Like, is it Surat Thani? I don't know how to say the place. Like, there is parts of Thailand that are very far south that, like, border Malaysia that I could get to quicker. Basically, it's a journeyman where I'm trying to get home, but it could just go wrong. But on the flip side, I could just end up in Tajikistan for a bit. I just want a save game I can have fun with. Do you know what I mean? And I think this idea that it's a journeyman, like, I'm probably going to have to manage in Turkey for a bit and accumulate some points. It could be that we had a big... Maybe if you win a top division, it's worth 500 miles. Maybe that makes more sense. If you win the top division, it's worth 500 miles. If you win any other division, it's worth 250 miles. If you win a cup, it's worth 100 miles. But you can only win each of those things one time in the save game. A point per goal scored, a mile per point scored by your team draws and wins, a mile per goal. It could be really funny. It could, I don't know if it is the idea. It could be really funny. Chat, the more I think about this, the more I'm sat on this as thinking this could be an idea. If I switch to this view, chat, you can see what I'm currently looking at. Is it this? I think this view will work. This is what I'm currently looking at. I'm trying to work out. Singapore is quite a good starting point because it is such a small country and it's playable in Football Manager by default. So 500 points would let me get to Malaysia or let me get to the south, like this southern tip of Thailand. Let's do a hypothetical save game, okay, chat? Let's do a hypothetical save game starting here. So let's say we're managing in Singapore, and after 2 years, we've got a league win, a cup win, and we've won 60 points and scored 100 goals. So that's 60 points is 60 miles. 100 points is 100 miles. That's 160. Winning the league is 250. So that's 410. So it'd be 510 miles after 2 years. So I could go anywhere within a 500-mile radius. So I then go to typing. Where should we go? Hypothetical situation, we're managing somewhere. I'd have to keep like a bank at the end of like every season where it's like, this is how many points we've got. A win should be worth 5 miles. The thing is, if a draw's worth points, I think it helps. Chronic Maths Debater, mate. Thank you for the gifted sub. And also, Ghost Warrior FM, I think I missed your sub earlier. I'm really sorry. I think I was having a meltdown about the Canando situation. Chat, who's the biggest team? Is it Darul Takzim is the biggest team? But I think they're quite far south. Let's just put in Penang. Is that has not helped me? Oh no, that is Penang. Right. From Penang, we want to draw a new circle that is. Let's just say I do really well in Malaysia. That would then allow me to get to Bangkok. It's a literal journeyman. Then when I'm in Bangkok, I've spent all my points, chat. But I get 500 miles. I can maybe move to a different club in Thailand. Although that's still drawing a line for Singapore, not Bangkok. Why? Draw the circle. For Bangkok. Why are you still drawing? Oh my god, what is happening? Chat, what? I don't know how to. Clear all. Clear all, right. That's just not where Bangkok is, though, is it? Oh, wait, chat, this actually helps me. It gives me. I can just drag a 500-mile circle. Laos or Myanmar? This would be mental as a save game. No fun if you can just sit and rack up miles at one club you've built. Well, that's why you only get the miles for the first time you win a league or the first time you win a domestic cup. Like each cup or each league. Like that's why you would move, Flo. I feel like people are coming in halfway through the idea suggestion, not like... Because we've discussed miles per... Maybe it does need to be more points. Because otherwise, I am thinking that this part of the world would be an issue. But maybe that's funny. 500 miles doesn't look very big, does it, when you see it laid out like this? Maybe a league win should be worth 500... maybe a league win should be worth 500 miles and a top division win should be worth 1,000 miles. What's See, 1,000 miles doesn't actually get you that far. Maybe that's how you do it. A league win is worth 1,000 miles. Because I don't want to have to stop at every single country on the way. And I'll be honest, chat, there's quite a long way home. I think 1 point... I feel like goals directly translating into points and points earned in the league directly translating into miles makes more sense. With just bigger values for league wins and domestic cup wins. Because that then incentivizes me to actually win silverware everywhere I go. Rather than partially building up a team then just jumping ship because I've got enough points to get to a slightly better place. If you win a top division, because if you win the top division in Singapore, that then allows you to get to Bangkok. Then if you win the top division in Bangkok, that does allow you to get to like almost to Hong Kong. Like you could get to Guangzhou and the south of China for a bit. Thing is, if you went this way, you're kind of shafting yourself unless you're going to then go and try and win something in Chengdu. I do like this idea, though. Is this a stupid idea, or is this a funny idea? Is there a world where you decide to go the other way round? You go to like Hong Kong, win the Hong Kong division, then go to Shanghai, then you go and win in Seoul, then you go win in Tokyo, and then you've probably got enough points backed up. I think you're struggling to get to Alaska, to be fair. You're probably backing yourself into a corner. I mean, do you have to have somewhere you're going? You probably do. The hook on the series probably does need to be, I'm getting back to England, as opposed to, I'm just going on a wander around the globe for no reason. Finchy2105, mate, thank you for becoming a first-team regular on YouTube. I appreciate it. Can you stay at the same country but change clubs? I think that'd be the rule, right, chat? I think if you won the Thai top division, but then as part of the journeyman were like, actually, I quite like managing in Bangkok or in Thailand, but my main rivals just got sacked. You could go to a different team in Bangkok, move a shorter distance, or a different team in Thailand, move a shorter distance, win the league there, and then you'd have significantly more miles banked up to maybe make a jump to Tajikistan. What about lose equals minus miles? I feel like anything like that adds too much convolutedness. I think if you're a first-time viewer and I say, hey, we started this adventure in Singapore, I'm trying to get back to London before FM26. If I win points in the league, a draw or a win, I get that amount of points in miles. For every goal that we score, we get a mile. Win a top division is worth 1,000 miles. Win a secondary or third division is worth 500 miles. Winning a cup is worth 250, but I can only win those big bounties once. This is a journeyman, can I get home? I don't feel like that's that complicated. But maybe I'm kidding myself. Maybe it's simple to me. I think with nice graphics explaining it. I think the thing with a series is, can you explain it in 3 sentences? That's kind of what it boils down to. I'm doing a journeyman where the aim is to get from Singapore back to London before FM26. Sentence 1. I can accrue miles, which determines how far I can move for future jobs based on winning league games, scoring goals, and winning domestic silverware. Silverware provides a big mile bounty, but can only be won once per competition with each club. Let's see how far I can get home. It's not that difficult or a concept. I think that's pretty simple. I feel. Can you explain it in 3 sentences? Does that explain it in 3 sentences? People are like desperately like, oh, could we have FIFA ranking stuff affecting more players? I feel like stuff like that really overcomplicates it. You don't want to overcomplicate it. I think you have it a mile per point scored in the league, a mile for every goal scored. A non-top, like a division that's not the top division is worth 500 miles if you win it, but only the first time you win each division. Winning a top flight division is worth 1,000 miles, and winning a cup, maybe a domestic cup's worth 500 miles as well. I mean, that probably makes more sense. That's not... Because if you have, like, a good season, right, chat, a radius of 1,250. If you win a league and a cup in Thailand, that's how far you could travel in a year. If you win 2 cups, that's how far you could travel. Like, you could get into India. But obviously, there's a world where you get, like, 2,000 miles accrued, win everything in Thailand, and then go, actually, I'm going to try and take down the team I just beat. So you move a tiny bit, then say you win everything again, and you can move 4,000 miles. That still doesn't actually get you as far as you might think. Especially if you're trying to get home. Like, there's a world where I go to China and just manage 3 different Chinese teams and try and, like, kill off my own dynasty in China over and over. Because then you might build up 6,000 miles. Oh, God. I didn't take into account the effect of the globe warping. hypothetical situation. I get 6,000 points built up in China, just taking down Chinese teams over and over, and I end up in Shanghai. I mean, that allows you to get pretty far. That might be a viable strategy if you wanted to go down that route. Shouldn't there be something to stop you banking too many points in one nation and winning the league over and over? Well, you only get the miles earned with a nation the first time you win it with that club in the nation. If you move to a different club in the same nation and win the league, you can get those points again. But I think that's fine, because that's quite a fun narrative of trying to take down the team that you just built up. Thing is, though, as soon as you get to Europe, it allows you to manage anyone based on the miles built up. I mean, that is not necessarily incorrect, because Asia is more spread out. I say that, like, whilst that's true, 1,000 miles is like a best case scenario in 1 year. If you went Istanbul, 1,000 points doesn't really get you that far. And you've still got to get into Europe. You've got to have a route into Europe. You're almost certainly going to have to manage a Gulf nation. You might just be able to get to Budapest. I think having like only 3 or 4 seasons in the last few years in Europe is kind of fine. It's not really a worth the space save. I can only assume you've not watched the Win One Take One series I've done before. Oh, and the bot. Who else watched the Advent Calendar Challenge? I think if you don't think I've done stuff like this before, you've not been around very long. Curious, why starting country? Because I feel like I don't want to add too many leagues in the game, and if I start in Oceania, the countries are so spaced out. Like, there's not leagues here to win. Whereas Singapore is in the base game, is a very small country. And kind of has a semi... Like, you can go to Malaysia. You can go to Thailand. You can even go to Vietnam and manage. Show this would be just be easier doing a pentagon. People don't like the issue with stuff like pentagons as long form content is people get bored of them and they snowball very quickly. Once you win a free like Champions Leagues, you can just get the best job in every continent and win it so quickly. And as Luke's pointed out, just because, chat, theoretically you can reach a place, like the job or a club has to still exist in that circle and be free. Can't you add and remove leagues? I mean, I wouldn't need that many leagues loaded. I think I could plot out a rough route, chat, to get there in 12 countries. Okay, so for people just coming in, I've basically been brainstorming with chat a new save game idea for the last hour. Because I need a save game for YouTube. And I like the idea of doing a journeyman with a purpose. Like, there's like some kind of narrative hook. Because I mean, the issue with journeyman save games is when you move teams, people get a bit disconnected from the team and the players being different. Especially if you've built something up. Now, one idea I had was I start in South Africa... and I try and get all the way to the northernmost tip or north of Africa, only managing in adjacent countries. But I think that gets a bit convoluted. But the idea that we've brainstormed is a save game where we'd probably start somewhere in Southeast Asia. I think Singapore works quite well for it. And essentially, the aim is to get to London, managing clubs, like hopscotching across the world before FM26. So the way it would work is I start managing in Singapore and I have to earn miles. For every goal I score, I get 1 mile. For every point I earn in the league, I get that amount of points in miles. If I win a non-top domestic division, it's worth 500 miles. If I win a domestic cup, it's worth 500 miles. And if you win a top division, it's worth 1,000 miles. And I basically have to bank the miles as a manager. And then based on the points I have and the amount of miles I've gained, I could only then move to a club as part of the journeyman in that mile radius. So if I was managing in Singapore and I won the league and got 1,000 miles and then won a few, let's just say I won a few league games and stuff, I could move from a Singapore club to a Bangkok club, but then my miles reset to 0. And I have to build up a bank again. And I only get the miles for winning cup and leagues the first time I do it with said club. So I can't just stay in one country and win the same league over and over. But I could maybe manage in Thailand, win the league with one Thai club, move to a different Thai club, and then try and take down the team I built up to build up a bigger bank without having moved as far. And over time, we'd build up some points. We might end up going to China and managing in China for a few years to build up a bank. It could be that we end up going to India or Bangladesh or Nepal. And it could be that it completely goes to shit and I'm shit at Football Manager and I'm just trapped in Bangladesh for 5 years. But that's quite funny as like a journeyman story. We can do some really fun away days to some really random parts of the world. I think I'd start Sunday League Rep No Experience because I think you can probably get a job in Singapore with that. I think 1,000 miles for a league win because 1,000 miles, right? That's 1,000 kilometers actually. That's 1,000 miles, chat. That can't be 1,000 miles. It says 1,000 miles there, but I feel like that's wrong. Oh, that's the chat. I'm an idiot. These numbers are hurting my brain. What's 1,000 miles? Clear all. Draw me a new circle of 1,000 miles. Let me look at it. I forget that obviously because the shape of the Earth, the radius gets bigger as you get closer to home. But I'm not just going to win the top division everywhere immediately. And you're disincentivized from staying at one club because you only get the 1,000 points for winning the top division the first time you win that league with that club. Is Apex over? Yeah, I've cancelled it. No. Well, we will be playing some Apex later. Maybe it's per kilometre instead of mile. Is kilometres better? I realised I was doing kilometres earlier. I think maybe miles is fine. The thing is, chat, I don't want to get stuck somewhere for too long with no feasible route to get out. Draw a line, not a circle, but it needs to be a circle because you have to manage clubs within the circle. I'd probably add in some custom databases for certain nations that feel like likely nations I have to manage in. I think kilometers might be too small. I'm going to be honest. It's tricky because I don't want to make it too easy and I don't want to make it too hard, but it's almost like you need to do a test save game, but it's not the kind of save game you could easily do a test of. With 1,000 miles, could you start in New Zealand? If I won the league, chat, and won all the cups in New Zealand, if I won the top division of New Zealand and won a cup, that's how far I'm getting. New Zealand's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I love my New Zealand viewers. You're lot a long way away from home. Do I keep going to Malaysia because that's where I'm going to start? I've been going to Singapore because Singapore's a very small nation. Singapore's probably the most viable nation that's furthest away and in the default database of Football Manager. Would you also want to have the idea of bringing one player with me? I probably wouldn't do that. Does Editor Harrison do the graphics? Editor Harrison only does the stream videos, chat. I edit the daily YouTube videos. The thing is, if I don't do well, I could end up just trapped somewhere forever. I think miles makes the most sense. And even if you start in New Zealand and get to Australia, you're still stuck in Australia because Australia's far away as well. $2,000 kilometers is that. 2,000 miles is that. I think 2,000 miles is too big. Although that is assuming I'm going to win the league, chat. What if I don't win the league? Obviously, you're also going to be getting points for cup wins and stuff. Could you go via Mongolia? Could you go to, like, China for a bit? Mongolia, Kazakhstan? It has to be in miles because of Miles Jacobson. I can't argue with it. Metabolic, mate. Thank you for the prime. Remember to do it. Go me. VOD catch up in full force. I love it, mate. Thank you, thank you. Australia will get you to Indonesia, surely. You'd be shocked. So it's 1,000 points for a league win, chat, and I can only get it once, right? I win the league in Wellington. I'm just stuck. Say I can barely get to Sydney. I'm stuck. I'd be spending multiple years. I need 2,500 miles just to get to Indonesia. Unless you're telling me I'm going via Papua New Guinea. I do like this idea of hopping around, though. Like, earning points, and then you can only go for jobs within the radius that you've earned. And I don't think there's many teams in the north of Australia anyway. If you look at Australia's population distribution on a map, it's mad. Singapore, I think, makes the most sense. If I'm being honest. Because it gives you the route of going to Malaysia or going to Bangkok or going to Vietnam. And then from there, you could maybe go to China or Hong Kong. Because the thing is, chat, there's maybe an incentive to go to Hong Kong. Spend all your points in Hong Kong, win the Hong Kong League. Win the Hong Kong League, win the Hong Kong Cup. To bank up, what would that be? 1,500 miles. Then you do a tiny trip to, like, the south of China and win a cup and a league there for 3,000 miles total. I say that like that helps you a lot. Like, you're going to have to get some points by other means. But, like, there might be an optimal strategy where it's Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, China. So for people just arriving, I've got an idea for a save game. I think if you're just arriving, right? And I do mean this, people are going to troll the vote here. I want to explain to you the idea for this save game in 3 sentences, and I need you to tell me, do you understand it, okay? Are you ready? Right. So the idea is a journeyman save game where I have to get back to London before FM26 comes out. In the journeyman, through in-game achievements, earn air miles or miles to travel. And I can only manage teams within the miles that I've earned. If I earn a point, be that via a draw or a win in a league, I get 1 mile per point. If I score a goal in any competition, that's worth a mile. If I win a second or secondary division, not the top division in a country, or a domestic cup, that's worth 500 miles. If I win a top division, it's worth 1,000 miles. And then based on those miles earned, I can then move jobs. I didn't explain that as well as I did earlier. Essentially, it's a journeyman where I earn miles to travel for where I can go for my next club for in-game achievements. The aim is to get from probably Singapore all the way back to London. Goals get me miles. Points in the league get me miles. Domestic success gets me miles. Winning a top division gets me more miles. But when it comes to the cups and the leagues, I can only win those points or the miles with that club once. So I can't just stay in the same division winning the league over and over. I feel like continental competitions I'm probably never going to win based on the teams I'd be managing in, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm not as concerned about that. What about goals conceded? I'm not going to worry. I don't want to overcomplicate it with like deducted points or multipliers based on the different leagues I manage in. I want a nice, simple scoring system. Goals are worth miles. Points earned in league games are worth miles. Winning domestic cups is worth 500 alongside winning non-top divisions, and winning a top division's worth 1,000 miles. And it's based on where the club is geographically. So if I won the league in Singapore and got 1,000 miles, I could go to Malaysia and I'd lose the miles that I've got there. But then if I win in Malaysia, that would then obviously bank me more miles for my next job. So if you just came in 5 minutes ago, I was discussing the idea that you might go Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, then you bank enough points to try and get to Hong Kong and win the Hong Kong division, then manage in China and try and win the Chinese division. And that would then allow you to maybe skip some of these countries here, which could be an absolute hellhole to get stuck in. And I feel like doing points for players sold or profits sold or anything like that, that's just too complicated. You want it to be a point system where someone tuning in for the first time can go, I get it. My biggest issue is that losing 10-5 is worth more points than winning 1-0. I mean, the difference there between... If I lose 10-5, that's 5 miles earned. If I win 1-0, it's worth 3 miles. The difference there is 2 miles. Like, that is such an insignificant percentage difference between like those two things and winning the league. I mean, ultimately, it's a journeyman. I want to do a journeyman chat, but I want to do a journeyman with a reason, if that makes sense. And I think when you do a journeyman and you move between clubs, people often drop off a save game because like they've got attached to that club or players at that team. Whereas I think if the overall narrative is this idea that I have to get back to London and I'm earning points, like there's a reason to come back and be like, what country is he in now? What's his plan for the next move, kind of thing. Like, there's a bit of strategy there that's quite interesting. How'd you get out of Hong Kong? You'd go to China. If I would... See, the thing is, chat, say, worst case scenario, it all goes wrong and Jack is stuck in... I don't know. Where am I stuck? Let's find a random place here that just sounds good. A goal. There's a place with goal in the name. I'm stuck here. And I only managed to win. I get 500 points. The reason I think having points banked is kind of important, chat, and keeping them is because it avoids you getting stuck. Because I might move to a club and go, this has just been an error. And I have to spend miles going back on myself for a suboptimal way because I need to go to a club that gets me more points. So if I get stuck in... I'd lost the place that was called Gold, chat. Oh, it's here. If I get stuck in the north of India, at least like by winning a league, like there is a route for me to get slightly less stuck. Because if you only get, say I got 50 points in the league and scored 70 goals, that's worth 120 miles. That's how far, like if I had a bad season, that's how far I can move. Which, I'll admit, when you see it like that, it looks big. When you look at it in the distance between Singapore and London, I'm fucked if I don't win a league. Why not go through the Japan and USA? How are you You're never going to get enough points. You'd have to manage it. You'd have to get stuck in America for a bit. How many miles is it from Japan to America? If I want to manage the LA teams, it's 4,000 miles. You'd have to spend a long time banking points. You'd probably have to manage in North Korea a bit. And even then, once you're in LA, you've then lost all your miles try to get out of America. Like, just to move across America would cost 3,000 miles. Like, you're going a lot... And then once you've got across America, you've still then got to get to London. Not unless you go to Alaska. Do you know how many football teams are in Alaska? I don't think you'd ever go this way around. The thing is, there is a world, chat, where if you've got the Gulf nations loaded, right, and hypothetically, I'm managing in Afghanistan. That's a mental sentence. But I'm managing in Kabul. Why not? Like, there's a world where you've got, like, even then, like, 1,000 miles here, like, there's certain places where you could get pretty stuck. That you're probably going to have to manage in India, unless you try and bank points in China. But I quite like this idea of there being a bit of strategy to it. It's quite fun. And the thing is, if you start in South America or North America, you're going to... I don't even know if you can... You're probably just going to have to go this way. You skip so many other countries. Whereas here, there's way more options of different countries you could end up going down. There's loads of different routes. Whereas I think if you tried to go the other way or start in South America, like, there's a finite number of results. This is the kind of thing where I need someone who's an app developer and who's smarter than me to be like, develop a tool that just does this circle stuff. Chronic Masturbate, favour the 200 bits. Aussie viewers in tatters right now. I'm sorry to the Aussies. It's not my fault your country's massive. Like, if you're in New Delhi, chat, like, there's a world where you might just want to build up some points in India over a few years and then try and get to a Gulf nation. Because the smaller you're almost incentivized to go to smaller nations and less competitive nations because of the 1,000 miles for winning them. Let's just say, ignore the fact you have goals, chat, and you get points for domestic cups goals scored. Let's just pretend you're only winning leagues, right? So you go Singapore to Bangkok. You're then left with about 200 miles left over. Where'd you go next? See, I think I'd probably go to Hong Kong. Does that even benefit you, though? I think it does, because if you go to Hong Kong, then we're to win in Hong Kong, you can then move to Guangzhou. I know the club in Guangzhou folded recently, but hypothetically, and because that's so few miles used, win the league in China. I mean, is that better than going the other way? I don't even know if that's better than going the other way. Would you be better going to Hong Kong and then having to go back on yourself? Would you be better just going from Bangkok, winning the league in Thailand, and then going to... The thing is, it's weird, because although I'm like, oh, China's kind of in it, there's only so many Chinese countries that are actually in it. If you've just joined, you're like, what is Blood waffling about? What teams are in East India, chat? Indian viewers, there's some of you out there, I know. Isn't there 2 divisions in India as well? Obviously, this is just winning the top division, how far it could get you. So let's pretend I've won a few games in a cup competition as well, and I end up here. There is a route where you end up going like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and try and do well in the like Egyptian league. I feel like I'm playing Risk. So there's definitely a world where you do Egypt for a bit, then go into like the south of Italy. And then from Italy, I have to try and get a job. Even when you're in Italy, though, you've got to build up a little bit to get to London. I don't think people watch it. I'll be honest. I don't think people are going to watch anything Football Manager related en masse for a save game that's on an 18-month-old game. So I'd rather do something that I'm going to enjoy. I wonder if there is a route where you go the other way. If you started in Singapore with 1,000 miles, that's 1,000 miles there, and then you only went as far as Kuala Lumpur, so that's like maybe 300 miles. So you have 700 miles left over, but then you win the league. That gives you 1,700. Bangkok is only maybe 900 away, so that would leave you with 800. So then 1,800. Then you go to Hong Kong. How many are you spending to get to Hong Kong? Most of your miles, to be fair, that you've earned. But then you, let's say you're left with that. Then you win in Hong Kong. Then you move to Shanghai. Chat, this is mental. Anyone who's coming in is just like, what have I walked into? Then you can probably get to Seoul. Then, do you then go and manage in North Korea for a bit? That's the real question. Because if you go to North Korea, then hop to Japan, you're banking quite a lot of miles, but I don't think you're getting across the ocean. This is a hard wall this way. The thing is, chat, right, as much as I'm overcomplicating this now with theory, like, the bulk of it is going to be Football Manager. Like, this factor only really comes in at the end of seasons, like, once every other week. Like, in a weird way, it's just a journeyman where I'm trying to get home and we just end up in random countries. Like, stuff like points and miles and like that, you don't even have to mention that every video. I think you have to go for either North Africa or Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan and then into Turkey. Tokyo to Vancouver's 5,000 miles. That's a lot of miles you'd have to bank up. A point's only for top division wins. So you'd get 1,000 miles if you win a top division and 500 miles for any cup or non-top league. I suppose there's a world where you go to a second division team in Thailand, win a bit, then move to another team within Thailand. This could be so stupid. Later by here, do you just instigate yourself as manager? I have to apply for the job. I have to rely on jobs as well. That's why I feel like being a bit generous with the miles is probably better. Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, China, Korea, Russia, USA, Canada. How are you getting to USA and Canada from Russia, though? Because I'm not being funny. There's no football teams here. And there's no football teams here. And this, I don't know if you realise how big this gap is. It's quite a big ocean. Like the Pacific Ocean, rather large. So does the Russian League not exist anymore? I mean, the issue with Russia is it's so spaced out that if I was going to go down the Russia route, I'd have to manage lots of different teams in Russia. But also, I don't really fancy managing Russia for various reasons, which I'd like to think are rather obvious. But also, the vast majority of Russian teams are over on this side of the country, which isn't really where I'd be. How in 90 minutes they're still looking at maps? Chat. I'm not being funny. I will stream how I want to stream. We will discuss whatever I feel like talking about. You can be patient, or you can just not watch. Yeah, the middle of Russia, chat, is just a fundamental issue. Because there's nowhere there. It's a video game. Don't bring politics into it. I disagree. In general, chat, if I just want to take it from a YouTuber point of view, sponsors wouldn't really want to advertise on videos of you managing a club in Russia right now. Sadly, it might just be a game. Politics have a real impact on various different aspects of life, and that is not to trivialize what's going on in Ukraine. But the notion that you can just ignore it is fucking mental. If you bury your head in the sand when it comes to current affairs and just pretend it doesn't impact things that it does, I don't know what to tell you. And also, Russia isn't even a good route anyway. I'm a geoaggressive streamer now, true. Burkham's Revenge, thank you for gifting a sub to Quinby. Thank you for the 31, dude. I think this has legs. I need to think about it more. I like this idea of a journeyman of trying to get to London from, like, the other side of the world. New Zealand and Australia just don't work because they're too far away. And Singapore is like a good starting point because it's actually a playable league in FM that has a few different ways you could go. Starting Fiji. I'm not sure Fiji's any more viable, chat. I'm going to be honest. Where is Fiji? I thought it was around here. Am I blind? Fiji! Where's Fiji gone? Fiji! It's here. It is here. I knew it was here. You know what? I'll think about it some more, chat. I'll think about it some more off stream, but we will play some Football Manager. You can see here where I was looking at how we could do the point scoring system as well. Based on this career. How much more useless talking? Aaron, this is the content, mate. This is the content. I'm not being funny, chat. I will stream what I want when I want. Don't be a knob about it. The content is here for me to do what I want. If you don't like the content we're doing, that's fine. Don't watch. What is this spreadsheet, man? Just looking forward to some more maps. I'm sorry. Livid Ben, thank you for becoming a Hot Prospect channel member, by the way. And 4-4 flipping to 29 months of the Prime. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you, thank you. Start in space. Smart. Literally work the space, then. You know what, chat? I should have just said we're not doing any Apex today, then just streamed it bitterly when everyone left. Should have done that. Thank God we moved away from anything political. We're back in Gibraltar where that sort of thing couldn't exist. Amen. It's clear some people went around when we counted every light in the Monaco tunnel. Quite literally. Quite literally. Real ones, remember. Right, chat, we have got rather big games today. Champions League qualifiers. We're taking on Craiova. If we win this game, we have to take on Slavia Prague, who you might remember knocked us out of the Conference League last year in the knockouts. I want revenge on them. I really want revenge on them. Ninja Chicken, thank you for the 9 months of the Prime. Have some of Jeff Bezos' money, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the content. You know what, chat? I'm in a good mood now. Let's play some... What button shall I press on the funny button screen?
Julian Brandt! Yeah!
That one feels good. Nah, it's the fact you moan for weeks about people suggesting save games. What's that got to do with anything, Callum? Genuine question, what has that got to do with anything? I'm not asking for save game ideas. We were literally brainstorming an idea prompted. There's a big difference between suggesting individual teams and providing feedback on an idea of mine. Right, we do also have the Pepe Reyes Cup today. Jack, you can imagine the lower leagues in the UK instead of trying Singapore. Might mean people start to get engaged if it begins in the UK. Max, I'm not doing another park to Prem. No, it's an awful idea. I'm sorry. I don't want to... Chat, I've done 2 park to Prems in FM24. I'm not doing lower levels of England again. Owen, dude, thank you so much for the 6 months, chat. Get some love going in the chat. Thank you, dude. Thank you, thank you. What a level 2 hype train. Some people call it the scam train. I call it the thank you for the money train. I appreciate the love, chat. Oh, Wox gifted 5 subs. Now, that is questionable when we are essentially, by what alright gifting subs, just giving half the money to Jeff Bezos. But what a lovely donation. I'm sure he'll really appreciate it. If you got gifted a sub by Wok, show some love. Let's play some... Why is that so loud? Let's mute that. That was quite loud. Jack, Jabang GB Pred, is Yuki going to cook? I'm worried for Yuki. Okay, chat, I've got a hot take for this weekend. I think Lawson will perform better than Yuki in the V Cup, and I think he probably should. Yuki's not had a pre-season test like Lawson had in the RB car. He's got to get used to the Red Bull car. It's a hard car to drive anyway, and it could potentially be wet. I think there's going to be this hysteria, like, haha, funny meme, if Lawson outperforms Yuki. I don't think it's that mad if it happens. Fantasy F1, remove Yuki from my team. I'm fuming. I had the same issue. He drove in the sim and said it's much easier than expected. The thing is, like, the sim and the real thing, I'm sure they're very similar. It's never going to be 100% the same. Who wins the Grand National? I'll be honest, I've never been interested in horse racing. So, I couldn't tell you. Liverpool FC, because they win everything except FA Cup and Champions League. But that's not the point. What's stream streak up to now? I think it's 9. Can we give stand up and clap? Wok has achieved, chat. I'll stand up. A 9 watch streak. She's done good. That was probably unnecessary. Apologies, Wok. What's my favourite sandwich? Jam. Jam sandwich is my fave. I am referencing Cole Palmer there. I hope people know that. What jam? Strawberry. Have I ever done cheese and jam? I have. When I was younger, I used to hate cheese in sandwiches. I've become a bit of a fan in recent years. Wog's gifted 5 more on YouTube as well. What are you doing? Google don't need our money. If you got gifted a channel membership by Wok, say a big old thank you. Chat, clap Wok in. Must be payday. I hope it's payday. We love that. Woman of the people. Just joined. How are we doing in the Champions League? Fantastic question. We are 2 rounds away from the league stage. We've got to take on Craiova. If we beat them, we meet Slavia Prague, who knocked us out of the Conference League last year in a round where the winner goes to the Conference League. And for people who missed how we lost last year in Europe, let me show you this. Let me show you this. What did we lose the first leg by, chat? We lost the first leg 4-2 at home, away from home. We're 3-1 up. We're holding on 5-5 on aggregate. We've gone down a man. And this happens to break my heart. So Jurasek scored. We crashed out. If we win this round, we play this team for revenge. Less than a year later, we could have our vengeance and make it to the Champions League. But we do have to beat a team in Romania first. I actually feel a bit sad watching that goal go in, by the way. I did take it very well, it's true. If I get to the league stage, do you think you'd get a point? No idea. Probably not. Okay. 2 rounds away from the league stage. I'm daring to dream. Damien Good's coming back from injury. Should only play 45 minutes. I kind of feel like I should start Abdallah, but he's not performed so far so well as a striker. So we'll drop him down. Elsewhere, Embiid is injured and Angel's injured. Does mean that Duru's in the team at right back, but I look at this team and I look at Craiova, and whilst they've got good players, I think we can beat them. I think we can beat them. I'm going to dare to dream today, everyone. Look how nice the kits look in the background as well. Right, come on. Carry on from our last few games. Last couple of European rounds, we've hammered teams in the first leg. Second leg, we've taken our foot off the gas. Let's score a few here. I feel like this is the kind of game we should still be waltzing through, especially with home advantage. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. It's like for like. It should be straightforward. Oh. I am stressed. I mean, if we win this game, chat, we're guaranteed a Europa League stage league game. What a lovely camera angle, by the way. If we make it to the Europa League stage, that's still like 9 million over the course of the year. That would still be an immense achievement. So this game matters a lot. And an early goal would be nice, Francisco. That's all I'm going to say. Bloody, there's a lot of build-up here. The keeper stood very central in his goal. I'd go for the top right. Francisco, are you okay? Have you hurt your shoulder? If he finishes it, we're on the pitch. Oh, my word. Oh, my... What a goal. I will say, it has bothered me there that the spray line that the referee sprayed vanished as the free kick was taken. Watch the line. That's a mad free kick. 1-0. Come on! That's what we want to see. Let's get a few goals early on. Let's alleviate all those nerves. Let's get ready to go to Prague. Lads' holiday. Trincao turns his man. What a run. What a turn. He's got 2. He'd only got 1 goal in the previous 4 qualifiers. Oh, my word. I'll tell you what, Hassan is looking down from the heavens proudly, isn't he? He's in the clouds. I mean, he's not dead. He plays for the futsal team Hound Dogs. But our original little free kick demon, he's looking down on Francisco. It did deflect in off 2 men. We do not care. Oh, my word. Good start. Praise the players. We're doing it, chat. Chat, we're doing it. I'm starting to dream. Heaven is on a booking of Francisco. Turn provider. Williams! Stop the count! Stop the count! Where are you, Slavia Prague? We're coming for you! This has been a pattern of our qualifying round so far. We seem to win the first leg handsomely, then just chill out in the second leg and draw or win it narrowly. I'm okay with that. If we want to do that again, that's fine. Both our centre-backs are 1 booking away from a suspension. There's a weird world where if they do well in this game, if we're winning by a few goals, I kind of want them to get bucked so I can sub them off so they serve a suspension for the next game. Oh, my word. Imagine if we got another. Like, there's a weird world here where if we win this game tactically, all the players one booking away from a suspension should probably just dive and get booked. You know, pinch the referee's nose or something. Maybe not that. That's probably a red card. But you know what I mean. Play the game. Duru, where are you going? Oh, Breckin? It's offside. It's offside. Don't get carried away. It's not going to count. Linesman flagged immediately. I know, you know, we all know. I missed one stream recently. Trincão's played in Gibraltar. I think he's been here 2 streams. But yeah, it is a bit of a mad one. He's been a free agent. We stalked him for 8 months. Trincão. Oh, deliver. Williams is looking good in the air. Oh, my word. Jacob Williams, you beautiful hunk of a man. I want more. I want more. Oh, my word. This is my villain arc. I don't think Williams is that good in the air. For those of you who missed that signing, we picked him up from Arsenal. I mean, he's got 16 jumping reach and solid heading, but he's not that big. You know what? He's doing the job. Oh, another one? Shibayama. Where are we going, Messiah? Here he is, our little left winger. Whips it. Francisco hits the post. He almost had his hat-trick. It's weird. We're dominating this game, but the XG really suggests probably don't deserve to be 4-0 up. But at the moment, we're doing it. Amatucci, Duru. Every time we go forward, I just expect a goal. Oh, that's not good. They've got players here. Maybe I'm getting complacent. Maybe it's Maybelline. They're not sponsoring the video, by the way. They're forward here. They've got a goal. That is... I've got carried away a little bit, haven't I? I'll admit it. I'll hold up my hands. We got 4 and I was dreaming of the Champions League trophy in my hands. And I shouldn't have done that. I'm still going to praise the players. I want to keep morale high. I mean, 4-1 would still be an amazing result. Based on how this game's gone, you wouldn't bet against us getting more, though. Good. Tackled. Falls to Francisco. Should have had his hat-trick. Also, that was a cringe voice crack, wasn't it? That was a cringe voice crack. One last chance. Williams is on for a first-half hat-trick at centre-back. Surely not. Surely not. I know some people are going to be annoyed by this. I'm managing in Gibraltar. I need every advantage I can get. Williams, Trincão, hat-trick. Has Trincão got the assist for every one of those as well? I think he has. You know what? That's a solid first half. We'll take that. Cashless Cake, thank you for the 7 months of the Prime, dude. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, thank you. That's 7 miles you can travel from this game. Yeah, chat, we should keep track of the miles to see what it works out at. Right, Heaven's on a booking. I'm going to take him off and bring in Fogden. Good was only meant to play 90 minutes. 45 minutes. So we'll bring in Abdallah as well. Like I mentioned, both our centre-backs are 1 booking away from a suspension. I kind of want them to get it in this game. Do their players know how to jump? Do their players know how to jump? Have they got the shortest defence ever, or like is this just one of those games? It's 6-1. I don't know what to say. I feel a bit dirty. Also, Jack, you're turning into Kev with the only way to score via big meaty centre-backs at corners. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. This is literally my corner routine that I used at the World Cup that everyone now copies and pastes. It's very good, by the way, isn't it? It's very good. It doesn't often work this well. So he got 5. He's doing the robot. He's doing the robot. He only had 2 goals prior to this in the previous 4 games. He's now got 5 in this 1 game. I don't know. I feel dirty. I'll admit it, chat. I feel a bit... Ugh. feel like I've just done a few laps of the back garden. Which for me, you know, I'm a larger chap. My back garden's only 10 metres. A few laps and I'm done. Work the corners. Duru put it in. Breckin. I'll be honest, it's 8-1. I feel like even without the corners, we're probably winning this one. Right, this is so stupid, chat. But on our centre-backs, I'm going to put tackle harder on because I want them to try and get bucked. It's 8-1. Slavia Prague ready for us. This is, you know what? We're guaranteeing ourselves Europa League football. Their defence is not very big, is it? I feel like we're just bullying children. Should we check the height of their defence? Harrot, 181 centimetres. He's got 12 jumping reach, actually. And Turda, I mean, he's not tiny, but he's just not jumping. Are you lions in disguise? Are you lions? Williams, don't score another, mate. It's getting silly. Shibayama. It's close, isn't it? It's close. Oh, what? This is so stupid. Who have they got marking him? They've dealt with this one. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Trincao. He's hit the woodwork. He's hit the woodwork twice on his quest for a hat trick. It's been an interesting game, this one. I mean, part of me's like, do I play a B team now? But actually, match sharpness is kind of important. I might drop all the players who don't get a booking and so are one booking away for the next game. Where are we going, Francisco? Bath. Trincao. Williams. Where are we going? Shepherd? There's a lot of build-up here. There better be a goal, because this has been a really nice passing move. Look at them. We're demoralising their spirits. The fans are chanting, Ole! Way! I'm going to do it too. Way! Oh, hey! Daru, put it in. Oh, he's got his hat-trick. He's got his hat-trick. It's 9-1. Good job. Good job. He's got his hat-trick. Has Trincao got like 3 assists and 3 goals in this game? I feel like he's got a lot. That's a really nice goal, by the way. Oh no, chat. Stop! Lads, we need to stop. They are already dead. Like, we've proven our point. We've proven it. Even without the corners, we've absolutely bullied them in this game. It has to be said. They caught us on the break once. That's literally been their only chance of the game. Oh, even Abdallah's scoring. It's 10. I mean, if there's any Romanian Craiova fans watching home, I'm sorry. I can only apologise, really. We don't even beat Lions by this many. I don't know what's happened today. Are we the baddies? There's a scrolly bar, chat. There is a scrolly bar for the goals. It's too much. We shouldn't have done that to them. I mean, it's a great result, lads. Well done. I guess they didn't even make any subs. I reckon their manager walked out early. Oh, things you love to see. 10-1. One of these results is not like the others. Jacob Williams scored 5. He won 13 headers that game. He's quite good. So, right, Bath and Williams are 1 booking away from a suspension. So we drop them for this next game. Because I don't want them to get booked and be suspended. Yeah, Abdallah scored, chat, so you know they were trash. Do I reckon we're going to be okay in the second leg? I've got some worries. There isn't a download for the set pieces, chat, but I can show you the corner routine here. this is the routine. You have two aerial threats at the far post that aren't your best threats, but are still quite good. You have your best header at the near post, and it's very, very important that you have a man on the goalie. If you don't have the man on the goalie just comes and collects it. And because you're aiming for the near post, if it's cleared out, it'll often be cleared to C1, which is a come short player, or to a guy lurk outside near side. And just to be clear, this is a corner tactic that I came up with myself. Like, it's not one I've downloaded. If you choose to download my corner tactic that is pretty broken, that's on you. Because I know there'll be people coming in going, isn't it boring using a downloaded corner? I came up with it. Now, admittedly, it is very broken and I probably could have refrained from using it. On the other hand, I'm trying to win a Champions League with Gibraltar. I think I deserve every edge I can get, and I hope that's okay. Craiova is my local team. Have mercy. I'm sorry. It's too late for that now. If you told me at half-time, I could have told the lads. I keep getting bids at Amatucci, and I'm just declining them. Because I'm literally not selling this guy. He can cry all he wants. We're so lucky Jack didn't get Arsenal in the network game. Otherwise, we would have seen Odegaard at Regista and Saka at left wing back. True. Oh, chat, this guy's so good. Does he want to join me? No. There's so many good players we looked at this summer that I just don't have the reputation to pull in. I suppose the good news is we're going to make the... at the very least, let's cancel these friendlies. At the very least, we're going to make the Europa League stage after that win. I feel like I can say that now without jinxing it. It's a good spot to be in. It's painful to see how good your players are with such little value. Yeah, the reputation does get a bit funky. I feel like it could do with a bit of reviewing, really. Like, how much would Aiden Heaven be, chat, if he was playing for a championship team? Like, probably like 5 million? Obviously, him being English as well. Maybe a little bit less than 5. Definitely more than £5,000. When's the playoff draw? The playoff draw has already happened. We will play Slavia Prague after this game. I'm going to say it with such confidence because I know we're going to win this next game. Speaking of which, team news for this game. Rodriguez and Sonder in. Williams and Bath are one booking away from a suspension. So we're going to be sensible with them. I don't think we can sell Julio's clause, but I'll check after this game. If we need to somehow bottle this, this is going to be embarrassing. There was, by the way, respect to their fans that have turned up for the second leg. They must have already bought their tickets over a week ago. But, yeah, in terms of our team, not rotating things, just because I kind of want to keep match sharpness at a peak. Obviously, 2 centre-backs changed. Those are the only changes made for this game. Have I managed to sell all the clauses? Now, we've still got a few left. Like, Schmetzer still has his clause. Julio has his. There's a few kicking around. If they get one back, how early do I start panicking? Like, is 1 enough to be worried? Great save, Rivero, even though apparently it hit the side netting. It wasn't even a save. Also, where's my bottle? Oh, it's here. The other Gibraltarian teams got knocked out in the qualifiers early on. We're in a bizarre situation where, I'm going to be honest, chat, I don't think we're going to lose 9-0. But they have got one back. It will be checked. I think it's onside, although he's left the ball behind as their player. He's left the ball in the net and runs the halfway line. Questionable. It's going to count. I'm not going to panic yet. And I think that's quite reasonable as a mindset. Tell you what's mad. Look how big their stadium is compared to ours. Like, we have car parks behind our goals still. And we beat them 10-1 in front of the car park. You love to see it. Oh, Francisco. Man of the match last game for me. Oh, heaven. Aiden. Drifts wide. Squares it. Shimmy-yama! 1-1. 1-1. Did they really think we weren't going to just score immediately? We're bullies. Also, how fun is the name Shibayama to say? I can't help it. Heaven here. Really good pull back. Good probably wanted it more. Shibayama got it and tucked it away nicely. This stadium apparently, according to chat, holds 30,000 fans. That's almost as much as our entire population of Gibraltar. Oh, I don't like this. I still don't like it. Okay, well, it's 2-1. I feel sorry for Editor Harrison. He was hoping we could just skip this game. No, there's going to be goals. We'll watch some of them. I don't even know who fell to clear that there. It's ended up in our net. We still have to concede 8. Which, I mean, honestly, it just doesn't feel very likely. Forgive me if I appear very lax and a bit kind of nonplussed about the situation, but I think we're going to be okay. Duru, forward, Breckin, wide. Oh dear. I say oh dear. Chat, this is the game where I kind of just want to hit instant result. I know I shouldn't. You know, it's meant to be a high stakes game, but it's just a bit of a dead game, innit? I can't believe we won the first leg like we did, to be fair. Do they not have a full bench? It doesn't look like it. I think some of their players are probably, you know, they've just quit the club after the last result, to be fair. Isfan for them bringing it forward. I don't like this. Rodriguez there has given away a penalty. He is now not complaining to the referee because he is, in fact, a moron. I mean, it's definitely in the box. I don't know what we're waiting on here. Get me in the booth. I'll make the decisions for you. This is to make it 11-4. It's 11-4. We don't need to show the highlight. I'll be in skip. You can't stop me. Are we the baddies? How did we win the first game but then lose this game 3-1? That's what I'm wondering. Win this and we're guaranteed Conference League. Win this and we're guaranteed Europa League stage. Which is like £10 million on its own. So this is already a mega season for us. Even with this game not quite going to plan, it's still a very, very good result. Our opposition in the next round is Slavia Prague, who we only lost to in the Conference League last year in the knockouts due to like a last-minute goal. I want to believe our team's a little bit better. I don't feel like it's an impossible game. We're definitely underdogs. But we'll give it a bloody good go. If they score to make it 4-1, I'm going to be a bit pissed off. Also, not winning this I don't think is actually that good for the coefficient. I think you do actually miss out on some points. We did change both our centre-backs for our backup centre-backs, which I do think weakens our team a fair amount, but is that off? I think this one's offside. Although he is running away the ball, which probably means it's a goal. Either that or he's going to have to do a very awkward walk of shame. It's 4-1. I mean, it's 11-5 on aggregate. I'm not watching it. This game doesn't matter. Chat, what if they get a few more? At what point do we actually start to panic? I think we'll get the next goal and it'll be fine. Shibayama, off you go. Bulge win. Amatucci. Back to Bulge. Nope, losing the ball. I don't like this. How do you reckon the Cryover manager feels right now? It's like, well, why didn't we do this in the first leg? I do feel like us rotating our centre-backs has compromised us somewhat. Sonder, what are you doing? Oh my, what is happening? Right, I'm blowing my nose out of anger. What's happened there? What is that? What is that? What is that? Right. You know what? There's players showing complacency here. Good off. Al Hassan on. Trincão's on a 6.1. What happened, bruv? Rodriguez gave away a penalties and is having a poor game. Fogden on at centre-back. They still need 5 goals in 15 minutes. You know what? If nothing else, we're really learning how important Bath and Williams are at the back for us. The worst thing is that both our centre-backs are one booking away from a suspension. And I might have to rely on these guys. Oh, you know what? At least Abdallah's found the back of the net. People were hating on him yesterday. He's shushing them now. What was that? Ball came down with snow on it and he just volleys it. Bang! Oh! Oh, you love that. Their striker's on a 10.0 rating. No one else around him's even on a good rating. It's kind of mad. Is Abdallah better than good? Discuss. Shepherd. Where are we going? Fogden. Heaven. You know what, chat? Looking forward to the last round now. Oh, Abdallah's got another. He's arrived, everyone. Could we save the coefficient? Probably not. Is this still the Champions League? It is indeed. We've got one round after this if we win to make the league stage. I'm at an impatient point, chat, where I don't want to watch the highlights, and I hope that's okay. Okay, well, 13-6. Did anyone bet on that? Probably not. We've won. I'll be honest, Montinu there did bully us a bit in that second leg, but I'm going to blame it on complacency and the changed centre-backs. We've won 13. It's still quite convincing, isn't it, really? That does now guarantee us a Europa League stage draw at the very least. But if we can beat Slavia Prague, there's a chance of more. Last year we lost to them 6-5 on aggregate. Yeah, 6-5 on aggregate in the Conference League. We get a rematch months later. I'm very excited. Right, get the best 11 in. Is Embiid going to be fit? I'll probably go with Duru anyway. If there's any mods around, can we get a prediction going for the degenerate gamblers on Twitch in the chat? It would be the first time in the Champions League phase. We've made it to the Europa League phase once. In fact, we did it in our first ever season in Europe. And the way in which we did it was by losing this next round that we're about to play. How did Lincoln do in the Confo? Why are we calling it the Confo, chat? We need to stop this. They drew the first leg. They're at home for the second leg against Sutjes. If they win, that'd be very, very good. Did they win? They lost on penalties. You bottlers. You absolute bottlers. Savitar, mate, thank you for the prime. Welcome aboard, chat. I appreciate everyone who's been subbing, following, subscribing on YouTube, becoming a channel member today. There's been a fair few of you. Appreciate it a lot. I don't want to let our best players go. I don't think it's that crazy. I'm so nervous, chat, for this next game. I think Lincoln are going to run out of money as well, Nocasias. I think you're right. I think this was the year Lincoln needed to make European rounds of some kind. I mean, they've got 1.7 million in the bank. Maybe they're okay for another year, actually, just based on the money they've got. But their wage budget has shrunk a lot in recent years. I feel like there's a point where it's at like 40,000. And they had like lots of players and a lot of money. It's definitely a scaled down operation. If we win this, we're into the Champo. And if we don't win it, we're in the Europo. Chat, we need to stop. We cannot normalise the use of the word Champo. Johnny Jenkins has become a Gibraltarian citizen. Congratulations, Johnny. Ah, that's an annoying injury for Lopez. Bit unfortunate. I guess Singh's on the bench. It's kind of fine. Projection is they have minus 100 at the end of the season. I'll be honest, the financial projections in Football Manager are kind of shite. I don't know if you've ever actually followed them. They're usually way off the mark. Also, chat, I need to save. I forgot to save before the previous leg. Okay. Tomorrow, we do battle at home. I want revenge for last year. We lost in the home game against them in the Conference League. I'd love to beat them here. I'd love to get revenge. We lost them due to a 96th minute goal. I'm desperate for revenge. In terms of the team news, it's a very, very strong team for us. I'll be honest, Good coming back from injury hasn't been all that impressive in his last couple of games, where Abdullah has suddenly started to score. But I feel like Abdullah, I've just got to, I don't know, I've got to have him on the bench to bring on. I think that's the best use of things. Our strongest centre-backs in at the back. Worth noting, Williams, Bath and Duru, one booking away from a suspension. So if either of them get booked, those three members, this game, next leg is a problem. So if they could be well behaved, that'd be good. For context, Slavia Prague's best player is Bikic. He's quite good. I mean, their team in general is just quite good. They've got some players and a lot of money. Licky, quite good. I think it's fair to say. There's a crumb of comfort, maybe. They have got like virtual players, although they've still got a good goalie. They've got some virtual players to help make up their numbers that aren't... I was going to say they're not that good. He's pretty good, isn't he? Is this guy good? You know what? I'll take it all back. Even their virtual players, pretty solid. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous, but we've got a very strong team here. Lopez is injured, but besides that, it's a strong team. It's a team that's match sharp. I was going to say it's coming in good form. Ignore the last game. Ignoring the last game, we're in good form. We're in our own back garden. They beat us in our back garden. They came to our barbecue last summer in the Europa League. They took the sausages. They took the buns. They ate the food. They didn't socialise. They didn't give us a bottle of wine, and they walked out and won it. This year, I want revenge. We're going to go to their barbecue in the second leg and ruin their party with their neighbours. But not before we win here in our own backyard. Come on! I'll love it if we beat them. Tell you what, this is an iconic stadium roof view, isn't it? Are we going to get that every game now? Who's the really small player for us in that line? Okay, oh, I'm nervous. They're in white and red. We're in our iconic blue. I want to believe that we can do it. I want to believe. We're going to have to make the most of set pieces, but we've done that already. In a weird way, I'm a bit concerned we used all our set piece luck in the previous game. Trincao wasn't available for us last time we played this slot. There's new players here. We've got better. I think they've got worse. Breckin, Shibayama, through, finishes it! The referee's raised his hand there. I think it's offside. He flagged early. Is it going to count? It's going to count! Come on! The ref raised his arm and I questioned it. Breckin plays this ball through. That is inch perfect. He should have passed it, really. But I can't complain with the finish. Absolute top bins. Come on! I can't wait to get to the league stage and just get battered in every game. It's going to be great. Definitely just doing it for the money. Oh, it's too soon. I've got carried away. Oh, Rivero, what a save. Right, you know what? We're a goal ahead. Praise the players. Come on, lads. Come on, lock in. Zafaris headed away. We love that. That'll do me. Oh, please. Oh, set piece. Trincao, back post. Bath. Keeper drops it. Breckin hits the crossbar. He headed it from outside the box goalwards, and then Shibiyama's murdered a man. I'm starting to believe, and we're 12 minutes in. What am I doing? Praise the players. Look at them. Give them the green happy smiley faces. Look at the chins on those green happy smileys. I feel like the smiley face is like a pixel too high. Now I can't unsee it. I've probably ruined it for all you too. I mean, a lead in the first leg would be good, but because we're at home, I feel like we have to extend the advantage a little bit. I feel like that's going to be necessary. Heaven, Trincao. That is really nice football. Duru, Trincao, Francisco. I love him. Come on. Come on. Let's be having you. I want revenge for last year. They bullied us. They knocked us out of the Conference League. The winner of this goes to the Champions League. The runner-up, the loser of this game, goes to the Conference League stage, or sorry, the Europa League stage. So for both teams, we made steps forward. But I want to make steps forward as we walk all over them. That's what I want. Their players look very tired, by the way. Love that. More of that, please. Tire them out. They've had one shot in that half. We've absolutely run rampant. Trincao, man of the moment right now. He is running the show for us. Goods on a 6.7. Amatucci's on a booking. I'm going to take off Amatucci. I'm going to bring in Zaroli. I think the fresh legs against a tiring team. He's got really good pace and acceleration. Could be nice. Good, I'm taking off. Abdallah convinced me. Another very quick player to bring on off the bench. He got goals on off the bench in that last game. Good's coming back from injury. I don't really want to risk him aggravating anything. It's going to be a long season, and he's not at his best at the moment anyway. Oh, right. I mean, we're pressing higher, trying to force an error. If they play through the press, we could be in trouble, and that is exactly what they've managed to do here. Linger, I remember him from last year. He was very good for them last time we played them. Heaven back to Rivero. Goes long. Trincao, never going to win a header there, but we get the second ball. Shibiyama, Abdullah, on off the bench. Abdullah! Oh, I thought he was going to finish it. I really believed. He kicked it straight to the keeper's hands. An hour played. Oh, do I make more changes? I kind of like how well we're playing. They've had one shot. Why change it? You know what? I know why change it. I know why change it. Trincao play through the middle. Cliffy Garcia, come on down. And also Fogden at DM. I feel like his defensive ability is useful in a game like this. We've dominated this game so much. The match momentum really shows it. I feel like we deserve another goal. If we concede one, I'll be miffed. If we don't score one, I'll kind of be miffed as well. Williams has picked up a booking, so he's going to be suspended for the second leg. That's a kind of big concern. I'm going to have a big decision to make there at centre-back. Husteki gives it forward. They play it through, but Bath reads it. Williams, not available for the next game, is concerning. I don't want Bath to get booked now in the next 7 minutes. Or that could be a problem. Husteki, Linger, plays it in behind. Tommel. That's completely against the play, and it's an absolutely mad finish. Wow. I mean, defensively, questions have to be asked, I think, of Bath there. But the finish itself is stupendous. I can't even really be mad. I'm not going to take Bath on it off in this game, chat, with such little time remaining. I don't want to upset the back four. Duru throw in. Garcia, Duru, Cliff, Trincao! The rest flagging for something. Surely not. Have a day off, referee. This has got to count. There's no way it's offside. There is absolutely no way it's offside. It's not offside. It's 3-1. Come on. Cliff Garcia, I'm going to pretend he was the architect. He took a shot that deflected towards Trincao. Come on! I'm starting to dream, chat. Chat, he's starting to believe. There's still a second leg. Let's not get carried away. Especially if they score another. Why are you doing this to me, Football Manager? Why are you making me watch this? Win the header. Adiemo. I don't like this. I don't like this. Surely not. Everything's fine. Everything's counter. Could we? Those players forward. I feel like this is a pointless highlight where there's a slide tackle comes in, it goes out for a throw in and it ends. I've played enough FM. I know the patterns of play. It doesn't matter though. It's 3-1 on the night. Really, really good display. We give ourselves a really golden opportunity now to make the Champions League stage. It is going to be tough on the road. But we've done what we could there. That's not bad. Trincao, man of the match. Give him some praise. Williams will be suspended. Only one suspension, though. You know what? There were 3 players that I was really concerned about walking a tightrope. For only one of them to get bucked, I don't think is disastrous. And I think it's an easy change, really. Sonder comes in to play centre-back, who was our starter last year. Oh, stop bidding on Amatucci. Leave him alone. How many miles does this get you? Is that the new meme now, chat? 6 miles. No registration changes needed. Wouldn't Fogden be a better option? Fogden is just not good in the air. Oh, Amatucci's injured. Zaroli in, I guess. The issue for Fogden is, chat, 8 jumping reach and 10 heading is tragic at centre-back. I would never play him at centre-back. Like, Sonder's just a better option. Oh, I'm starting to believe, chat. I'm ready. This is such a good opportunity. Deadline days in a week. If we get Champions League money, we're going to go mental on deadline day. Delgado's taking up citizenship. I'll tell you what, we have a lot of players. The only other thing I can maybe do would be to play Heaven at centre-back. And bring in Fogden. Amatucci hands in transfer request. Oh, God, chat. The Saudi Arabian clubs have arrived. It scares me. I don't think Sonder's got worse, so I actually think it's Bath, and Bath's got way better, and Williams has improved a lot as well. My concern with Heaven at centre-back is he's not... I mean, he's good in the air, but he's not that quick. He's like... I like a centre-back to either be really good in the air or really quick, and Heaven's kind of neither. I know 14 jumping reach isn't, like, awful, but considering the man he's alongside, or would be alongside in Bath, has 17 jumping reach, I'd almost rather have someone with that acceleration. You'll get a better replacement for Amatucci if you get funds by selling him, but I'm only getting offers of £20,000. And there literally aren't players as good as him who want to join me, sadly. Like, the only reason I was able to pick him up is because he was a free agent for an extended period. Criticise recent form of Bath. Do better. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Ask for $1 million and 50% sell on. It's just not how FM works. The AI just doesn't view my players as being worth even close to $1 million. And my board will auto-accept bids that are like 100,000 or more for these players. We should probably do a tweet, shouldn't we? We should probably do a tweet. 3-1 up after the first leg, chat. We are 90 minutes away. There's not a good screen to, like, screenshot. I guess this bit at the top here in the top left is the best bit to screenshot, isn't it? I'm nervous. It's easy, just win. I wish it was that easy. "90 minutes from the Champions League." I'm so scared. I mean, the thing is, there's definitely a world where we lose this. I don't even know if it's a bottle if we lose it, because they're so much better than us. It's just sadness. If they weren't here to see the maps, they don't deserve to see us win. True. I'm scared. I'm so scared. It's a good team. It's a great team that we've built. The fact there's no Amatucci, the fact that Williams is suspended, they are two big misses for us. They've been really, really important. Zaroli's going to have to come in at Regista. I'm going to go with Sonder at centre-back with Bath. I feel like his pace is kind of useful. There's part of me that's like, oh, should we just change system? Should I play an extra man in midfield and just try and kill off the game? But then there's just part of me that feels like we played away from home against them last year in the Conference League, played this shape, and we won on the night 3-2 with a worse team than the team we have now. I think we stick with what we know. I think our team plays better playing on the front foot. I think our best players are in the final third. We're 3-1 up after the first leg. I'm daring to dream. I'm daring to dream. This game is worth tens of millions of pounds. I'm not even sure with the new Champions League format exactly how much it's worth, but it is worth tens of millions. And the reputation boost, it will snowball future generations of Apex into the future. If we lose this game, we still get like £9 million for the year, but you get so much more for the Champions League. We've built a team that I think is really good this year. It's a team that we've been pretty patient with, letting players develop and grow into their roles. Now it's on them to step up, stand up, and be counted. We're 3-1 up. It should be so straightforward. Why am I so nervous? Why am I so nervous? Remember when we got to this stage 3 years ago and got battered like 8-1 on aggregate by Celtic? Look how competitive we are against similar caliber teams now. This can be the most boring game ever, by the way, Football Manager. You know, as a content creator, I meant to go drama, excitement. No, I want a 0-0. I don't want this. I don't want this unless it goes over. That's fine. You know what? That's fine, Football Manager. You do that. Savitar, thank you for the Prime, by the way. I think I missed that earlier. Thank you, thank you. Half an hour in, nothing is happening. They're having so much of the ball. Chat, I've just noticed they're playing with Regista as well. This is very fun. Regista on Regista action. Shibayama, Zaroli. This is pretty. Shepherd, Zaroli. Slotting in at Regista. Heaven, Aiden. It's a chance. It's a chance. Encourage the players. Clap them in. They're doing well. We're taking the game to them. Trincao. Can't beat the first man. They clear it away, but surely that's just the highlight. It is, thankfully, although they've got to throw in. They're dominating this game. I'm kind of tempted to drop a player back into midfield. I'm going to change it. I don't like this. I'm actually tempted just to do this as a change. I know I'm Pep Guardiolaing it at this point. I'm really tempted just to go to this. And just sit and defend. Have Breckin Mark Titer, their centre. They're playing a Segundo Volante at right centre mid for them. I still want to use I feel like we should use the wider areas as well. Focus the play in the wider areas. They've dominated the ball a lot. They're not creating a lot. If anything, this just gives us a bit more defensive solidity, I think. All we're doing is moving the attacking centre mid to centre mid on attack. It's not a radical change. It's just crowding out the midfield a little bit more. But they are on the attack immediately, and that has to make you worried. Zafaridis. There's so many players back, and he finds space at the edge of the area to tuck it in. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Made more unfortunate by the fact Breckin, who I've told to Mark Titer, the Segundo Volante. In fact, that's their regista stepping forward, I think. Oh, it's pain. It's actual pain. This is, chat, to be clear, this isn't defensive how we're playing. It's no more defensive than what we normally play. It's a centre mid on attack instead of a centre attacking mid on support. Keep going. You have the ability to make a difference. Go and prove it. Good's been cack again. Trincao and friends aren't shining. They've got a corner. Surely not a corner. Imagine the twist of irony. It wouldn't be lost on me. We're still underdogs, so encouraging away from home is still a positive response. Good's played so bad in this game. Get him off the pitch. 6.3. Shibayama's been poor. Bring in Cliff. If in doubt, bring in Cliff MFing Garcia. I'm going to let Zaroli have a bit more of a free roll here. Breckin on a booking scares me quite a lot. You know what? Macy Groves, on you come. Half an hour left to hold on. Half an hour left to hold on. That's all we have to do. We dominated the first leg. They're dominating the second leg. They're having a lot of the ball, but not getting it as far forward now. It's very difficult for them to break down our shape. They're not even having that many shots. 14 minutes left. There's nothing happening. That's kind of fine. Nothing is happening, and I do not care. They've had one shot in like the last half an hour. There's 2 minutes left. We've done it. We've absolutely committed football terrorism, and it's worked. Come on. That was so anticlimactic, and I don't even care. Let's go. Champions League stage. Nothing happened. Nothing happened in that. That's fine. You know what? That worked. We got through to the Champions League in the most anticlimactic fashion ever. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I mean, £12 million. £12 million and the Champo. Who's ready to see who we're going to play? Who's ready to see who we're going to play? Oh, we're going to get battered. But we'll have fun getting battered. Barcelona, PSG, Man U, Atleti. Yeah, that is an unfortunate draw, but we do not care. Give me the money. We get to play PSG at home. Come on. We're on an adventure. We're going to lose every game. We might be able to fight Bodo Glimt for a result. But you know what? In terms of draws, that's horrific. But we made it this far. That's worth a lot of money. I think every win in the Champions League's worth like £2 million as well. I've never really looked at it, to be honest, because it doesn't really matter normally. Chat, just for losing in the league phase, we get 2.4 million if we win one game. That's our mission. Our mission this year is to win one game of football. It might be against Bodo Glimt. That might be the one game I look at and go, we can win. Oh, what a day. Cheers to us. Bodo Glimt is winnable. The rest are absolutely horrific. Oh, what does the money say? Oh, chat. 16 million in the bank. Draw a new bit on the graph. Get the training facilities improved. Let's have a party. Can I sign new players now? I got excited there, but realistic transfers wasn't on. Okay, chat, I'll be honest. There's not lots of new players appearing. I was hoping suddenly there'd be queues of people wanting to join me. I mean, Finn Stevens? I don't need a right back. Also, let's save the game, bloody hell. We did it! UCL, we did it. I think I know what that save game was. The London area, dude, thank you for the 3 months of the Prime. Oh, chat, I'm feeling so happy. You know what? You know what this calls for, eh? Julian Brandt! Yeah! Oh, wait, my scouting range needs upgrading. Good eyes, chat. It's a good job you lot are here. I don't know if this is actually going to change anything. Oh, hello, sailors. Who's going to pop up, chat? Oh, no one knew. I have a lot of player scouts who are very good as well, but none of these guys want to join me. Pasi Pastanen is on loan in MLS. He's loan listed by an MLS club. They've literally just signed him. Pasi, do you want to come on loan? I'm not paying 9 grand for Pasi Pastanen. Look at all these players, chat, I could sign. If they wanted to join me. Instead, I'm looking at Cambridge United players as an upgrade. What's happened to my life? This is a low point. I'm still only earning £15 a week. Just as a reminder, if anyone from the club is watching, I would like to be paid what I'm worth. I'll level with you, chat. There's not any new options here, is there? I'm gonna level with you. It ain't looking good, Brev. Overpaid IMO. True, to be fair. I am overpaid. Chat. That was such an anticlimactic way to do it with like very little drama. That's also the perfect way to do it. I'd like a new contract, please. Can we increase the transfer and wage budgets? They're definitely going to say no to it. But I can try. Oh, pissing. I've got the Pepe Reyes Cup coming up as well. Wage budget, please. I am spamming request chat. Don't you worry. We are favourites to win the league. That'd be concerning if we weren't. I just realised in the Champions League there's 8 games, isn't there, in the league stage? Oh, we're going to have a lovely time. Welcome. Can you tell me you'd like to discuss your recent request? I'd like the training facilities to be improved. I feel the current training facilities are improved enough. The lack of ambition. No. You must be aware. No. After all that I've done for this club. Yeah, you're damn right, Dylan. You'll give me those upgrades. Punk. 1.8 million, chat. Go on. And a new contract's to be offered. Will I get a wage rise? That's what we're all wondering. Oh, it's deadline day today. Pissing hell. Our club reputation has not gone up above 1.5 stars, chat, I'm afraid to say. You know what we need to check quickly, chat? We need to check the coefficient. Get the calculator out. We've only got 3.5 this year. Would we have been better playing in the Conference League for the coefficient? Goes up to 23.8. That's going to move us up 3 places? 3 places. What will that give us? Anything new? Oh, we're we're 1 spot away, chat, from skipping a qualifying round in the Champions League. So just as a reminder, the board have just spent £1.8 million on the training facilities. I'm currently getting paid £15. Oh, I'm getting offers of players. Dutch Oven isn't interesting, mate. You really should go to Man 62. I hope he goes to... I feel like Dutch Oven would be happy at Manchester. You know, I feel like this would be a good ending. What about a loan for 2 years? A loan for 2 years is very reasonable. Magpies want Edwards. He's never going to play for me. They can have him and they can have the sell-on percentage as well. I just want more money. Chat, I'm not being funny. What is this? Is my game just bugged now? What about a yearly wage rise of 5%? What's 5% of 15, chat? I want an extra 75 pence a week next year. That's what I'm asking for. They've agreed to it. Excellent. Chat, give me a few years and I'm going to be a millionaire. I don't even know if the game does the rounding correctly on 75p. I hope it does, otherwise I am going to complain about being scammed. If I put it on doubtful, is there anyone new? Chat, there's just no one new to sign, is there? I mean, he's quite good, but the thing is, the squad balance is quite good now. Is it a stupid idea to just take our hiding in Europe for the year and then come back stronger? I think that's the play. You earned the board 50 million. They gave me a piece of candy. Reasonable IMO. I love my £15 a week, chat. That all went on Twitch subs that Wok gave earlier. Can I sell any clauses? No, that would have been convenient, wouldn't it? What about Wonder Kids? Any Wonder Kids want to join me? Any children who are good at kicking footballs? Tande? No. I don't think any of these are it, are they, chat? I think this is a suck it up for a year, take the money that we've got and run later kind of vibe. Which probably isn't a bad thing. You know what? I probably don't need to sign more players, he says as he looks at his 60 players in the under-23s. Passanen's gone to America, chat. He didn't want to join me. I'm afraid to say the Passy Passanen arc is over. Have Generation Foot got any good youngsters? Not to stereotype here. He does not look like a Senegalese bloke called Pape Samba Kabore. I could be wrong. Happy to be labelled racist if the shoe fits. But I can confirm incorrectly assigned ethnicity. He doesn't look 16 either, does he? I've got questions. What was the name of their good winger they had for a while, chat? I assume they've just sold him. It was this guy. Oh, he went to Qatar. Start a loan farm. I can't loan players to other teams in Gibraltar. The gap is too big. Happy to be labelled racist. Yeah, I'll appreciate that sentence out of context does sound mental. None of these are worth signing, are they? He's quite good. Who is this bloke? He's quite good. I mean, he's out of contract. £4,000. But he is a perfectionist. Is he better than Lopez? Yeah. Yeah, he's quite a bit better than Lopez. I know I'm a Champions League team on the up. I'm not paying a squad player £4,000. I mean, I could just give him money. I could just give him a big signing on fee. Him being able to play left mid but not left wing upsets me, mate. You and me both. The fact he can play right wing and left mid, but he can't play left wing or right mid is so stupid. I don't want to say it too loudly, chat, but... No, you know what? Trincao Claire. I mean, for a free transfer, he's very, very good. Has this team got any more players? With just contract status expired? Like, this guy's good. Do you want to join me? Has his doubts, but would actually talk. Interesting. Look at injuries. Oh, why did you make me do that, chat? To be fair, that's not that bad compared to some players we've looked at. You know what, chat? Let's look at players this way. I want a strong striker with good physicals who can finish. What can the game deliver me? Alex Hall. I looked at these guys before. Is it Yilmaz? He ain't it, Chief. He ain't it. Manyukov. Chat, there's a guy who plays for Colo. Are we in the Chilean era? Wait, can I sign Chileans? Can we sign Chileans? Because I love a Chilean in Football Manager. Like, if this guy wants to join me, we're going to have a chat. He doesn't want to join me. We might be on the threshold. Do you want to join me? No. Hold seat. Oh, my God. Look how good he is, chat. 2.3 million for this guy. I could build such a super team with all the players I've looked at that I can't sign yet. Hi, Jack. Really enjoy the save, especially the transfers. Random question. Have you ever encountered a bug where you sign up and they continue to pay you for the former club? I have seen it a few times where a player has like a future transfer, but for the year it says like 2099. Also, Jolofs, mate, thank you for the 34 months of the Prime. That happened while I was having a meltdown. Oh, USA, what have you missed? We have qualified for the Champions League, my friend. We are Champions League. We're going to get battered in it, but we are in it. And sometimes you just got to be in it to win it. I'm not being funny, chat. How mental is this guy for £4 million? I want him. It's not fair. £4 million for this bloke. I mean, when I get the reputation, it'll be fine. Also, I don't know why I'm having a toddler-like tantrum. Please allow it. I'm not having, you know, it's not been a good day for finding players. Let's go to the letter W and see if there's any Wonder Kids available. I definitely should have put age at most like 23 here to help me out. Let me have a tantrum, chat. Sometimes you're allowed to have a tantrum playing Football Manager. Like, it's a tantrum-inducing game, isn't it? Let's be real. Below winger should be Wonder Kids. There's definitely going to be none show up, but... Any Wonder Kids? No. What about promising? I actually found the promising players quickly. Are any of these guys good? I think it's the same players I've looked at before, to be completely honest. But the Honduran has caught my eyes because he's 17. Oh, he's 17. Come here, lad. He's got promising. He's very good. He's temperamental. I love that. I'll tame the beast. We'll make him mellow out. I'll be honest, chat. I think it's a case of end of the season we'll feel the benefit of a Champions League run. Don't think it's going to help us in the immediate future. I don't think I need this guy. As good as he is, I don't think he improves on what I have enough. He's 17 and you're saying, come here, I'll tame the beast. Look, he wants to be a star player. He thinks he's Bertie Big Balls. He's not Bertie Big Balls. He's going to be Timmy Tiny Testes, and I'll tell him to pipe down and put him in his place. He does want a lot of money. I don't think I should be paying him £4,000. Chat, how big is 157 centimetres? It's like 5 foot. 5'2". He's an angry little man. He's like the Honduran answer to Kante. He does look like he'd be a very good defensive midfielder. I assume he's their key man. I don't think I want him for the money I'm paying him. It's the wages that are the issue. I've promised him he's a star player, which he's not. But he is 17. I mean, if he gets good, he will be quality. The temperamental personality is concerning. He wouldn't join me until January. I think he's really good. I hate to say it. I think I have to sign him. I mean, he's only been around. Chat, he's not even been around. I say that. He's been in the game like 4 years, but he's only 17. I'm signing him, chat. YOLO. If I've messed up the contract and £4,000 is an overpay, it cost me a few £100,000. Can I have some more money, please, board? We're running at a loss and simply can't afford to spend more money. Eh? To be fair, we are running at a loss. Bloody hell, chat. It's the Pepe Reyes Cup. It's the big one now. This is the one that matters. This is the one that matters. I need to update the best 11 because it's outdated a little. It should be that best XI. I hope we batter them here. I hope we batter Lincoln. I'll say now, we have got a few tired players after that Champions League run. Cliff Garcia can start. In Cliff we trust. And I'll give Zaroli the nod as well. How do we do in the Champions League qualifiers? We qualified for the league stage. I'm actually well happy with that chat, although I will admit, the way in which that second leg went was a bit weird, wasn't it? Did anyone else just feel a bit like, oh, they got that one goal back, and I stuck with the changes because I thought they were pretty good defensively, and I thought they'd really go for it. There's just no highlights. They didn't even really have that many shots. Look at chat. I'm always reading chat snorkel edits. The world does not revolve around you. I know. That is going to be deeply upsetting to hear. What was our draw chat in the Champions League? Like Manchester United, Atletico, Barcelona, PSG. Like Bodo Glimt, Fenerbahce and Wolfsburg, maybe a winnable? Who's the team I'm forgetting about? There's another team. I can't remember who. Oh my, what is that? What is that? That's a mad goal by Duru at right back. Like, why is he shot there? Can we discuss this? That is thunderous. Like, it dips. Like, there's actually a knuckle shot in the match engine. That was just silly. Have Lincoln made any big transfer moves? They haven't. They are running out of money. Lincoln are running out of money. They were previously kind of funded by the fact that they'd make the Champions League qualifying rounds as the champion, like we have done throughout the last 4 years. That in itself is worth like £2 or £3 million, and that was keeping them going. Because they've consistently been coming runner-up, except that 1 year, which we don't talk about, they've been making a lot less money, like less than 2 million. And their wage structure has already shrunk because of that. Jack of the Exona last night. Oh, mate, the win against the Panthers was so good, mate. I'm looking forward to late night hockey. It annoys Wok when I'm coming to bed. In fact, last year in the playoffs where we finally won at a first round, I was watching it on Wok's iPad in her bed at like 4 a.m. She hated it, but she was asleep, so it was fine. I must admit, end of this regular season, I've fallen off a little bit with watching quite so much of the hockey. I think because, obviously, there was a bit of jeopardy at one point, but it's just kind of felt like the East is fairly settled. At least as far as the Leafs, Panthers and Lightning are concerned. Obviously, seeding and draws matter and stuff, but I've just not felt as compelled to have to stay up and watch every game in its entirety, especially. I mean, right now, we're only winning because of that Duru absolute screamer chat. Do I need to panic? Like, we're a bit tired, I suppose, because we have had to play for a massive pre-season of like 8 games before this. He's offside. He's 100% offside. He has to be. It wasn't offside. That could have been absolutely disastrous. Heaven can kind of play left back, so that's fine. Amatucci off for Groves. Trincao in for Shibayama. Good off. Oh, you only get 3 subs in this competition. In that case, Abdallah on. Did we come up with a name for the game against Derby? No, we haven't yet. El Rockico? We can do better than that, chat. Help me. Are we going flawless in the league this year? I mean, that has to be an aim, but based on this game here, it might not be guaranteed. Never mind. What do I think about the rumours the Caps might bench Ovi in away games to break the record at home? I can't see them doing that. It's going to be very awkward, chat, if he runs dry for the last couple of weeks of the season and he doesn't get the goals. Can you imagine? You got Wayne going to every game and he just doesn't hit it. You think you'll gain half a star or a full star for the rep boost? I have no idea. Probably half a star. Reputation is very granular in FM. Like, it's a very finite margins, I feel like, over time. Shit. Chat, they've... this isn't meant... If they win the Pepe Reyes Cup, I will be ashamed and I will just end the stream. Just so you know. Oh, I mean, look at the match momentum. They actually have a higher XG. What's happened, lads? Oh, now we're down a man. It's a disaster. We're down 2 men. What's happening? Chat, I'm running out of players. What do I do? I used all my subs and I got 2 injuries in the 93rd. Is there extra time or does it go straight to pens? At this point, I'm not even sure this constitutes bottling it. The game's just decided, fuck me. And I think that's, you know what? I think sometimes that happens. I've got a plan. Let me cook. Can Duru play right wing back? He can now. Chat, I've got to play with 9 men. What's just happened? I don't have any more subs, chat. I've just been absolutely shafted. Does this go to... Pause the game. There's about to be a highlight here, right? But because the game has tactical changes happen at set times, if I just make a tactical change here, chat, I can cancel the highlight. Does that make sense? Football Manager changes only happen when the ball goes out of play. The highlight began before the ball's been read as out of play. So I've paused it, made the change. The highlight will just end. I'm a genius. Fuck you, Football Manager. Oh, it's extra time. Oh, my days. Do I get an extra sub? I don't get an extra sub. What are we doing here? All my players are tired. It's just a disaster, isn't it, frankly? This is just the absolute... This is the most whimsy game of Football Manager. I've just slumped in my chair, lost. If we win this with 9 men, it's the greatest achievement ever seen in Football Manager. I ran out of midfielders. Imagine if we win with 9 men against Lincoln after they've just injured all my men. Imagine. Cliff! There was actually a chance. It was actually a chance. What do you say about this game? Like, they've not been worse than us, don't get me wrong. Although I will say, before they injured 2 of my players and made me go down a man, I'd argue we were the better team. Oh, they've got a chance. Chat, I'm running out of players on the pitch. What happens if we have to forfeit? What happens if we get too many injuries? Oh my, don't drop the ball and let that be the... Sometimes Football Manager just wants you to lose games. No one can convince me otherwise. Why are you bowing to him like he's some kind of messiah? What has my goalie done here? What is that? By the way, chat, when I said if I lose the Pepe Reyes Cup, I'm rage quitting the stream, I wasn't joking. I am just going to end the stream. And I'll come back tomorrow at midday and I will play the Champions League stage and try and cheer myself up. What do you even do in this situation? Lincoln have won the Pepe Reyes Cup. Lincoln... Absolute joke. Chat, the stream's done. I genuinely was not joking. How long are they injured for? 4 to 5 weeks. I'm done. I'm back tomorrow midday. Thank you for watching today. I'm not. I'm fine. I'm not happy. Dutch Ovens rejected Man 62. That's enough for me. That is enough, Football Manager. It's a lovely time today. I was going to wrap up the stream after this game anyway. I don't want to ruin the what's the word everyone's using now, chat, for when someone has a rage? There's a word that people crash out. We were going to end after this game, but I'm having a crash out now. Let me leave. I'm saving the game. I'm going. I'm back at midday tomorrow. Sound good? I thank you for watching today. It's been very, very fun. I think. Until that. Bye.